Welcome back, everyone, to Abomination Vaults, episode 19, on the Undeniably Good Time Network. Well, the party got a little scattered, possibly scatterbrained as well. But who is this mysterious party that we're talking about here? Why don't we go around the table, introduce ourselves, our characters, and more importantly, where people were the last time they saw you. We'll start over here.
Last scene, currently tumbling down a trash chute into some weird murky water on top of a dwarf, with very loud sounds coming down said trash chute behind him.
Yup.
Was Korino Vashti, our field medic, who was ungracefully falling down said trash chute, in just sheer panic of not wanting to be chopped in half in one single blow.
Sounds like your motivation's in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, being chased by whatever that thing was while carrying the bell that it was apparently, like, awoken by? Maybe it can be put back to sleep. Who knows?
That's how Esoterica works, really. Mocker would think you were on the right path.
Yeah, I guess, but it didn't respond the first time, so we'll find out. You're not in the room. Shut up. Don't talk about my cousin. Don't talk about my cousin that way.
And speaking of the person who's not in the room...
Where was I the last time we saw me? So my name is Bobby. I play Calbum Findleybottom. He's a very small gnome who has wandered off into the mists and has been doing research, shall we say, for several episodes. Had a nasty little bout with the trees in Florida are attacking all of us quite badly. And
Bobby was like dead.
Yeah, it was bad.
He had
Worst headache I've
dysentery.
ever had in my almost entire life. And
He ate too much gluten.
Yeah, it's all the gluten. But so we'll find out where Calvin has been for the last couple of
we
weeks.
will. We maybe, or maybe
and
not. I don't
and
know
I
what
will,
these people are
I will
gonna do.
find out just the same time that you guys do. So that'll be fun.
All right, and
Howdy. I was about to say I played Derp, and I'm Drevin Sorrel.
Yeah, that's right.
That's about right.
I mean, it's
I'm
accurate
Derp,
The mask
and I
slips.
play Drevin Sorrel, the nearly 7-foot-tall great gnoll paladin of Sarenrae, the pious puppy, the destruction doggo, the not keeper of knowledge, because I don't read books, because it's dangerous down here, where there's a cult of Nimbleoth trying to kill everybody.
You don't know that.
I directly was told that.
Oh, well, fair enough.
It happens. It literally happens.
Yeah.
You do know that.
Currently trapped in a room where the big angry thing that nearly took down the tank in one hit has just ignored us and gone down the chute after my two very incapable of getting away friends who I'm
under
pretty
the
sure are going
bus.
to die, but I have no health to help do anything with it, so we shall see their fate.
Well, here is the dwarf under the bus that was just thrown so harshly over here.
That's the crazy part. I can throw a bus. I hit him and it did nothing.
well, you did damage. You rolled really bad, but you did damage. I have it written down here.
Oh, yeah, nice. Here I am playing Nil Grumman. My name is Bryn. I am going to be doing my best on trying to not die from this encounter. This should be great.
That heartens me to hear you say that, by the way.
Oh, good. I'm glad one of us is hardened. So I play Nil Grumman, a dwarven druid down here to find cool monsters. It's right now they are finding me.
You done found one.
They're finding me right now.
And finally,
Hello, Iris, Riss, and this is Annika. She is my doll. We're safe in this room behind the dog person, and I don't know where my colleagues went. They were here. I'm a returned spirit barbarian, and I'm here on a mission from Pharasma to stop an evil cult from destroying the world.
Small task.
I really like that you are on a mission from Pharasma, because the last character who was a Pharasman was also on a mission from Gad.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the distance of the shadows. Hey there,
bud. How you doing there, bud?
and we have a hero point from Lucidios for our spirit barbarian.
Yes.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
You need that to counteract the Bane from Link.
Oh,
Has Link baned her yet?
oh yeah.
Bill Bane from last
Oh,
Yeah.
you're still baned from last time. Okay, all right.
Rage and fury. The red veil descends. I can be rageful.
Yeah.
I
like
mean,
it.
there you go. That works. That works.
That's a definition of barbarian.
Definition
is-
of barbarian. Alrighty. Well then, so here we are, 2 of our party members stuck in a room, 2 of our party members being chased by a horror, and 1 of our party members somewhere else. Heck if we know where. Well, one thing that is certain is time is of the essence. So what we're going to do is we're going to break ourselves off into effectively rounds. We will start with our dear people in the most dire of circumstances, Nil and Corwin.
We don't get to roll off for this?
No, because then if you roll off, you're going to be all intertwined with each other.
No, roll off to see which
which
side
group?
goes first.
I mean, it's just pick one from each group.
Well, I was going to start with the more like the high drama one.
Yeah, but
just
that's
kind of set.
Yeah, but it's
You're the
dice
ST. You can do it.
Oh, well, geez. I guess to heck with what the director
Exactly.
wants. It's my vision. Don't interfere.
No,
with
I
my
want to see them
vision.
both die. This will be interesting.
I got a 17. If that
I just
helps.
want to watch and eat my popcorn.
Yeah.
Dude, I
so
should have brought popcorn.
you all are effectively what is in now. Obviously, this can change anytime you want to. I was assuming that we're in a chase right now. If you decide you want to turn around and fight him, please just simply say so. But I'm assuming you are in a chase right now.
Fight him.
I'm
Fight him. Fight him. Fight him.
It is a term of chase, yes.
It's a term of chase. Okay, excellent. So,
Oh boy.
we'll go with some quick descriptions on what on how you want to try to get away / lose this guy so that he doesn't come at you. Where you are right now, at the base of this chute, he is coming down the chute hand over hand, not slipping and falling, which would ironically get him down faster. But he is in hot pursuit, and you know that to the north lays the underground lake with the mushroom forest, as well as the pavilion that you might be able to climb the rope back up to, or the collapsed floor to try to get away. What are y'all gonna do?
Do you want to go first?
I'm running towards the floor because I cannot climb that rope without Drevin's help.
Hey, you remembered your athletics score.
How could I forget it? It's a -1.
What would you like to do to try to outdistance? You can try to like nimbly scramble up the slope if you want to.
That's probably going to be the best bet unless I can try to rig something together to help me climb my way up quickly.
I mean, you pitch me something, man. Be creative.
It's probably going to be. I have a
You can
climbing
just say
kit.
I run for my life. That's valid.
I am running, but Corwin's a thinking sort, so on the way up, he's like scrambling to pull his bag off his side, digging through. I have a climber's kit in here, and just basically digging out 2 pythons to try and quickly just help him as he's running up, so if he does catch himself and fall, can slam one into the ground, catch himself, and keep pulling himself up.
Okay, so that sounds like something that's pretty reasonable. All right, Nil, what are you gonna want to do?
Okay. So let's just
That sounds
lay
reasonable.
out
Let's go to the
this-
unreasonable character.
Let's just lay out the scene here.
Right.
Right. So I slide down this thing, and then I have a body slide down behind me.
On
and
top
then-
of you, pretty
right
much.
On, right on top of me,
Yeah.
smushing me into the water. And I turn up, and I'm like a little bit annoyed. First of all, rude. Second of all, look behind me, and this is coming up, following behind. And I know one thing about this thing is that it will only stop when it believes everybody to be dead. As far as I'm concerned, I can be dead very fast. So I will lay, I've just been hit in the back, kind of a shallow thing. It was a hard fall. I was probably already wounded as far as this thing is concerned. I'm going to lay out on this shore here, collapse one of the pockets on the inside of my vest, blood bursting out, bubbling. Doesn't look quite right. In fact, it doesn't look like human blood. But hopefully you'd have to really be looking for this kind of thing. And blood just kind of oozes and bubbles out of this this shoulder pocket of mine, and I am going to play dead.
Darmassin redeeming a hero point for Corwin for even footing.
You know, if anyone has that type of viscera just on
You know
them,
what? Yeah,
it's
if
you.
anyone else had
Fair.
said that, I'd be like, oh, come on now. But here you are, indeed, right? Sacrificing dozens of your insectoid
Little
minions to
insects.
sell this con. All right.
Well, that's called make way. Coming through.
Oh, hey, I know that actually might be appropriate.
It would be if
Would have been great last week.
if my athletics wasn't -1, this would be very useful.
So, why don't you make me an argument for what skill that you want to try to get away with on this?
I would like to use survival on like a first glance.
I'd like
of-
to survive.
I would like to survive.
I'd like to
I
survive.
would like to survive, but also of just like having a quick glance of knowing what dead things look like, and trying to mimic that on like.
What about medicine?
All right. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
I know
You give me a survival check, and Corwin,
Do it.
I'll let you use
I'm rolling so
reflex
hard
to
right
basically sort of be catching an edge as you
Yes.
That's better than my acrobatics, so we'll go for it.
So
That's
that is a 16 on the die.
Gonna use that hero point immediately. Thank you, Darmassin.
16 on the die plus a 9, as 25.
25. Okay.
16 is way better than the 3 I rolled, so that's a 26 total.
Beautiful. So Corwin runs off as a dead spring, pulls some climbing python, starts to basically almost on all fours go to scramble up this thing. And Nil just pop.
Family Guy death pose.
Yeah, the Family Guy claps like.
Yeah.
And you hear a thud, 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 thud as this creature, this butcher, comes down the chute. You hear a heavy thud and splash as he lands. And thud steps, and moves right past Nil. You don't really want to know what that DC was. And thud, thud, thud. And it, not running, but striding purposefully. And Corwin scrambling up the collapsed floor as fast as you can go. It's still slow going. But he will move. You'll see the butcher move to the foot of the collapsed flooring and just start to haul himself up after you. Let's pop on back to Drevin and Riss in a lounge, apparently, with a desk laid out, numerous books, bottles, baubles. There's a screen of a dismal-looking swamp, whereupon behind which is a cast iron bathtub. And there's also some lounge chairs. It appears this was like Belcora's lounge at some point. Here you are. You can hear the sounds of pursuit even echoing up the disposal chute. These splashes and thuds, but perhaps a bit hearteningly, no blood-curdling screams echo. And the room appears to be empty, apart from the various accoutrements.
Mr. Drevin, sir, I feel that we should perhaps try to mitigate this situation as best we can by defeating the haunt.
So it's been long enough that I heard it get all the way down, because I just watched it jump down.
Correct.
And you're currently on the other side of the room, so you didn't see where it went. So I'm just like gradually peeking more and more out as I watch this thing go down the chute, and then you start talking to me, and almost like semi-startled, will pull back and look towards you. Fight it. What do you mean fight it?
No, we don't fight it. We shut off the haunt. We have to stop the haunt. Shut it down.
With what? The bell's down there.
I don't think the bell has anything to do with it, actually. I think that was a false trail. I think we have to find some other way to go about it. Quick, let's follow the trail. And she'll open herself up, her psychometric senses up. And she'll see if she can track whatever the energy that is producing this thing to a center.
Okay.
And I'm gonna heal myself twice
My bones hurt.
because it hit me
Yo, I have
for
priorities, guys.
2/3 of my health.
You
That's great.
go ahead and I'll let you use perception if you want to. We'll probably start with perception. That sounds pretty reasonable.
It's a 15 on the die for a total of a 24.
Total of a 24. Okay. You've opened yourself up to it, and as the previous description of this thing, when you saw it, which basically just convinced you that this was a haunt, you can almost see this body, whatever it is, being puppeted almost by this tendril of energy coming from somewhere, and that tendril seems to flow and be very close by. You're almost drawn to the eastern side of this room, but looking around, nothing really jumps out at you. And you're sort of like looking a bit, and then kind of looking at it's actually a large picture that's on the wall right above the bathtub of a dismal looking swamp that's haunted. Belcora had a certain thing that she liked, apparently. When all of a sudden you hear a scream echo from behind the picture.
Oh dear. Drevin,
I don't hear it.
You do hear it.
I also hear
Yeah, it is
Okay.
quite audible.
would you mind moving that picture for me?
Sure. And I'll just rush over and throw it to the ground.
You peel this picture off and throw it down. It actually rips off the wall. It is fairly sturdily attached, revealing a door hiding behind it.
That's a big painting.
It's a big painting.
Huh, look at that. Does it open?
Pushing open the door, blue light pours into the room as you are greeted by a circular room. A room that you are quite familiar with at this point.
Mhm.
This is almost assuredly one of the rooms below the gauntlet directly. That's a part of its structure.
Is this smaller than the previous ones?
No, it's exactly the same size, in fact.
Have
I
I
would've
ever
figured
seen
there'd
one
be some
before?
changes.
You have never seen one of these before. Nope. So this is going to be brand new to you. So this is going to be a circular room, probably about 30-ish feet, 25-ish feet in diameter. I remember it being almost perfectly fireball sized.
Just about, yes.
Yeah, and the walls here are of a different texture and a different construction than anything else that you've seen so far going through this dungeon level. Intricately carved and, moreover, in pristine condition. There is no sign of wear. There's no sign of aging. There's no sign of damage. It is mostly featureless aside from that. However, for a few interesting things. First off, there is that ribbon of blue light coiling upwards into the ceiling. But instead of ending at the floor, it instead ends at a stone altar. On this altar is the body of a dwarf who is, in fact, still alive, given as how he is writhing on this. He's been chained there, manacles on four sides of it, holding his limbs down, while this ribbon of light, as you remember from touching it briefly, just caused your skin to shrivel. He's being bathed in this thing. However, even as his wounds are opening and from his life force being ripped away, you see them almost close back up again, only to be ripped back open.
It's Wolverine. Get him.
He is clearly in agony, and in fact, the scream you heard is joined shortly thereafter by another one emanating from this dwarf. There is, however, that's not the only thing in this room. Against the northern wall is a figure who appears to be in the rough shape of some type of humanoid, wearing a sort of a doublet, a fancy-looking doublet and breeches. However, his form is blurry almost, as though you can't quite make out any features. And in fact, after kind of squinting and blinking at it a bit, you realize that it's not that you can't see his features is that he is featureless, for indeed the body is actually composed of a writhing mass of leeches swarming and coiling all over. I know, and Nil's not here.
You're the wrong room,
and
Nil.
Nil's not here.
I miss out on all the cool stuff.
This figure is apparently not just horrible to look at, but is holding his hands up, encasing a small figure in an orange barrier of light. A figure who is rather familiar to, well, Dreven at least, but is the figure of a small gnome who seems to be bedecked in a wizardly type of robe.
Who is it?
Who indeed could it possibly be?
I'm so curious.
Another gnome wizard.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
You're on the edge of your seat. But who is staring down at this creature.
That thing is really weird looking.
I know,
That's
right?
excellent. I am so sad I'm not there right now.
Instead of a worm that
That's
walks,
like a
it's
new
leech
husband
that
right
lurks.
there.
That's it. So, Calbum, you would remember having disappeared, your last memory being of being in the grotto where Otari's body was found, fighting off those wisps, and afterwards, you almost recall feeling a sense of vertigo almost come over you. And you slumped down to your feet, kind of collapsing downwards as you lost all sense of balance. Of course, you were up to your chest in the water at this point, so you actually slipped underneath the surface of the water entirely unnoticed by your party members. You remember losing consciousness, only to kind of come back to, encased in this prison of orange light, which you've been in one of these before, actually. Last time was what
Another
happened.
abduction.
Yeah. Last time it happened, you were snatched away when you were exploring the surface ruins of the Gauntlight and had reawoken back in that shrine of Nimbaloth, where you discovered the reed scroll. But now you appear to be in one of the subrooms of the Gauntlight, being confronted by this terrifying figure.
They always take the ones that know too much.
That's right. Gotta wipe my memory sometimes, you know?
Maybe that's what he's trying to do.
Got too close.
Put him
Not
in the
too
light
close.
tube.
That is exactly what happened. You were
God.
onto the truth.
I was onto it.
But coming onto it, this strange figure is entrapped you. And he is with this writhing. Man, that music, man.
I was like, wait, are we entering the Gnome Dome? What's happening here? I don't
You just
understand.
flex and break out.
I'm down. Bring it back.
I'm like, if that's this guy's theme music, then this guy's actually got a great story behind it.
live
I'm really
TV.
interested now.
Thank you, Corey. We appreciate you.
That was amazing. Well, he will turn his head as he is, and he's basically been having a dialogue with you, saying that
revealing all his secrets.
revealing all his
I
secrets.
got him right where I want him.
Well, he will.
You
he's-
think you got me in here with you? You're in here with me, bud.
I don't think he's in the same room as you right now.
Good, you have spirit. I'll keep you as a backup once this mortal body fails finally. And although you probably won't last as long as he has, and that dwarf continues to scream as he's on the altar. And at this point, a door opens, and peering through the door is a friendly face, Dreven, kind of peeking in curiously, and an unfamiliar one of certainly in comparison to Dreven, a small girl with her blonde hair bound up, wearing a mask and black mantle over armor. But they both kind of seem to be friendly with each other, and they kind of peer in.
One of
See,
them
buddy, I told you. I got you right where I want you. See, all I had to do was just get distracted for long enough, and then my friends was gonna come, and then you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Guys, hi. Could you rescue me, please? Thank you.
Do we know him?
Yes.
Okay.
You get one warning. Put the gnome down, or I'm coming over there to you.
And the standoff begins. Meanwhile, we cut back. Nil and Corwin. Corwin apparently being in full pursuit. Pursued. Nil apparently has managed to dodge notice. But this creature is crawling up after you. You scramble up this hallway, making your way back up into the Ghost Walk area. Temple of Nimbleoth on your right. You know that the Ghost Walk continues down, ending at that ectoplasmic barrier, which would be death if you were caught against it. What will you do?
How stable does the space I just ran through look?
It's fairly stable. I mean, you could probably, like, if you want to try to make it harder for him, like to knock stuff down on him, you could probably do something like that. You got any?
How unstable would you say multiple alchemical bombs would make it?
So here's the thing about a lot of those alchemical bombs, right? You don't really get a lot of. They're not like mining charges. You don't get unless you have something called a mining charge.
These are junk bombs, which are, by description, highly pressurized releases of energy.
They're basically frag grenades.
Yes.
Is basically what they are, yeah. So frag grenades themselves are also not mining charges. That hyper pressure wave is really kind of more like designed to scatter shrapnel and wound people.
Frag grenades don't actually do a lot of structural damage.
They don't really, no. But but that doesn't necessarily mean that they wouldn't make the climb a lot more difficult. So
frag grenade
the whole
would hurt.
The hope is just like throw it over my shoulder as I'm going and keep running.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Right.
Because I don't need to hit him. I need to hit a wall or the floor.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and give me an attack roll to determine how far away you get.
Let's see here. These are... They're not with plus
Rolls a 1.
one.
It's at your ankles.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Not ours.
Already.
Yeah, Nils is already on the floor.
That is going to be a 20 total.
A 20 total. You fling this thing over the shoulder. You hear it hit stone and explode violently. And as you take off running, you kind of spare a glance over your shoulder and you see the hand come up. Some shrapnel wounding on the side of his face. Some of his clothing is shredded a bit, but he does not seem to be slowed at all. And he's right on your tail.
I'm heading towards where we found that entryway through where the caged Scalathraxes were, further down the hall.
Okay, you rush down to that secret door, pull that door open, dive inside, and presumably slam behind you. Do you dare risk trying to close the door on this thing, or are you gonna just keep running?
If I think I would have time, it would take it time to open it as well. But I think in the panic of the moment, just keep running.
Just keep running? Okay. You will dive into this room and look around panically. Meanwhile, Nil, the creature's steps fade away and start to be drowned out by the ambient echoey drops. It appears you have shaken your pursuer. If you screwed that roll up, by the way, you'd have a cleaver in your back right now.
I was like, well then, I for sure looked it. And so it's a win-win scenario.
It's fine.
I'm right or I'm right.
So my
in a
big
different way.
concern is that you were going to have Nil use deception, and that would not have gone very
Yeah.
Well, you know
I
what?
was gonna argue.
That's why I said make me an argument.
Yeah. So I was gonna argue if survival didn't work, I was gonna argue really hard for a will save for just being able to straight face as he walked by. But so that was my
face.
backup plan.
I'd have let that work too.
Yeah, I was like, I bet I can push that one really well. Either way, so but the chute, how difficult does it look if I were to be like,
Can I crawl back up that chute?
can I crawl? Is that something that's like, it looks feasible, or does that look really difficult?
It doesn't look super difficult, but I would say that for Nil, who really isn't very athletic, and you're weighed down with an awful lot of various animal parts and
water.
animals and water, that would probably be pretty tricky for Nil in her current state to be able to clamber her way up there without some sort of equipment. That being said, you do have some supply.
Oh, that's true.
That
if
you can think up some stuff that might help you up there.
Yes. In fact, I have the supplies with me. In my bag, I have got some very interesting type of gloves.
gloves.
They don't. They're
I
more
find
like,
gloves very interesting.
Yes. Well, you would for these. These look like oven mitts of a certain thing, except for on the front of them is like a little like frog suction cup.
They're like
You have-
grippy socks.
You have
got
suction
gecko gloves.
And so they go
gloves.
like, and they.
If anybody had those, it was going to be this one again.
I have been trying to build things of use in my reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
So for a single point of supply, you go through your supplies, pull out those suction cup gloves that you were getting for just this point of time.
I love it.
And start to suction cup your way back up.
They run out of suction.
Give me an athletics check. It's going to be significantly easier than it was before.
Excellent. That's good news. That's great news.
Nice.
That is an 16 total.
16 total. You make good progress, and you start to suction cup your way back up this slide, making it up to the top. We're going to pop over to our trio now. Calbum, trapped in his orange prism. Drevin have just issued a threat.
I chose to be here. I wanted him best where I wanted him.
It's all in the name of science and learning.
This creature will slowly turn, keeping one hand up, kind of almost mystically pinning Calbum against the wall. And who might you two be?
Korlava, is your face made of leeches?
You've gone quite a ways down here. A Serenite and a Phrasman.
Annika, he knows who we are.
Someone has to clean this place out.
Yes. No, I don't think so. But perhaps, well, goodness, with all of these lovely bright bodies, I can keep this light going for quite some time. Very well, then. Try your best. And he's going to just gesture you forward in a challenge. And that's a good initiative for you all.
Oh, Drevin, I think he wants to get beat up.
Am I also in this initiative?
You are also in this initiative. Much like the last time when you were trapped by the orange light, you're not going to be able to take any physical actions until you can break your way out of it. However, mental actions are still possible, and you will be able to do things. And you can also speak.
25.
25. Drevin.
14.
14.
12.
Calbum. 12. Oh, Calbum, I've missed you.
And also a recall knowledge on Mr. Leechman.
Recall knowledge on Mr. Leechman. You want to do that now, or you want to wait until it's your turn? I don't care either way.
Now's fine.
Now's
Started
fine?
combat.
Alrighty. What is your...
So 7.
All of it's a 7?
No, I assume this is occultism.
Okay. Yeah, occultism would actually probably be the best. I'll let you do society, actually. That's all a 7, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 7. Okay.
Harvey.
Would you like a 7, or would you like a 7? Would you like a 7? All right, so you look at this thing. You've heard stories about creatures that can sort of take on the shape of humans. However,
the one that walks.
the stories that you've heard are so varied that you're having a hard time picking any one particular thing. One thing that does seem to jump out at you, this creature, whatever it is wearing clothing still. And the clothing it is wearing seems to indicate that he would be either a high station or well off. So this isn't just some random monster down here. This is someone of high standing, and if they didn't always look like this, as you'd imagine, you know, shirts and trousers aren't really things that swarms of leeches tend to wear. He probably wasn't always this way. This enemy is going to hold a hand up against Calbum, and Calbum, you're going to feel this orange prison kind of constrict around you. And much like before, you can try and counteract this arcane entrapment, or you can simply try to resist it with willpower. What would you like to do?
I don't really have a How did we? I don't remember exactly how we did this before. How would I counteract it?
So before you were using your Arcana skill to try to find weaknesses and using hermetic glyphs to try to draw power away from it. Or you could just try to grit your teeth and try to muscle your way through it.
Well, I think I will use my Arcana, and I'm going to try and pick apart the little bits and pieces and seams of this magic. Do you want me to roll it, or do you want you to roll it?
You can totally roll
All
this.
right, great. I'm going to roll it.
It's more fun when players get to roll things.
Cool. That's an 11 on the die, plus my 12 for Arcana is a 23.
23. Alrighty. Spell DC for this dude is going to be that. So it's going to be a bit of a fail. You're going to feel this thing kind of constrict around you. You're going to take 6 points of mental damage.
Oh, guys, he's hugging me real tight. It's real bad.
The next thing that's going to happen is he is going to coil up his wormy-looking fist, and light is going to blaze around it. You'll never see it coming. And as he moves his hand, he kind of seems to split and morph and multiply as all of a sudden he seems to swell and swarm size before they sort of slew off into what appear to be duplicates of himself, moving in and out, all of which are holding a hand up to pin Calvin in place. Riss.
Oh no, he's trying to leech your power.
God dang it.
Wow. That was good. That was really good.
She.
Yes. Yes.
Literally, she said that. Kari goes like,
Where's the button? Where's the button?
Annika will get laid on the floor, and then Riss's eyes will glow blue, and spirits will rush from where the blue light is centered, and the angry spirits of all of those who've died in this room will coalesce around Riss and almost like explode her figure, and she'll rage.
Rage. Dropping your rabbits a free action.
Yes, thank you. And then I am going to go around the room because I don't want to get in Drevin's way.
Mm-hmm.
So I've movement 25 feet because I'm fleet.
Okay.
2 actions. To get
You can
behind
get
him.
within striking range of him right from there if you want.
That is perfect. Is that 1 or 2 actions?
It's 1 action. That's a single stride.
Okay. And then she will swing around her pole arm and take a jab at his center.
Roll to hit.
Oh, you have a reach weapon? Wow.
Oh, you better believe it.
You think I would have shamed her into taking a pole arm if she didn't voluntarily take one? It's not my fault. They're the best.
That is a nat 20!
baby.
Oh my god.
Yes,
The
excellent.
second time in a row this character's
Here-
nat 20'd on her first attack.
Here to save the day.
Good
That's
news.
pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so you swing this pole arm through, cut into one image, which explodes into leeches and with no resistance before feeling it go through, bury itself into the second one, and hitting true. You feel that flesh soak that damage. Roll me a normal damage. Your critical hit will destroy
Yeah.
mirror image and actually deal real damage to him.
Nice.
How many did it have before the? So it had mirror image.
It had 3 duplicates,
okay.
and now it's down
Now
to
it's
2.
Nice.
Is this thing, does positive or negative impact this thing at all?
The spirit damage from your... Well, actually, negative damage would work because he's alive, so
Okay,
yes.
that's what I was wondering. It's going to be 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. And you are cutting into this thing, and you can feel that the physical form of this thing is very fluid. Cutting through the leeches that were in the way of your slashing polearm are completely destroyed. But you're not rupturing organs, you're not slicing through limbs, you're not breaking bones with this. You sense that it is resistant to the physical component of that damage that you're doing.
The living cannot hide from the Lady of Graves.
Very nice, very nice. Drebin!
So I saw one of the clones explode,
Yep.
and I'm going to do something intelligent rather than just swing the hammer.
I don't believe you.
That
Yeah,
seems
wow.
wrong.
Okay, first of all, in character
Who
here-
are you?
I'm gonna use my snout.
Oh,
Use
nice.
your snout.
Try and sniff out the real one.
Gotta try to
Ooh.
sniff out the real one.
Smells like
Okay.
leeches.
So
It's not what you think. I'm gonna move up and bite twice.
okay. You had me going there, man. You had me going.
He just
had
wants a
you
little
going.
snack.
I was like, let's see. Technically, that's not how the spell works, but is there any way I can think of this?
No. I'm going up and biting twice because that's more reliable than swinging the hammer twice.
I mean, fair enough. Go ahead and chomp
Trying
away.
it's agile.
Agile.
Yeah, I'm just
also-
trying to break clones.
It's also facile.
So first is a 25.
25. You bite into a thing, and you feel it almost something squirm away from you, but then the image will explode.
And then for the second bite, it's just biting down on these as much as I can.
It's like the
cheese.
cheese.
It's just like the cheese. This is why you don't feed your dog from the table. Nil has given Drevin too many
18.
treats.
18. The final image will explode. And
That's
Calbum, in your prison, you can take no physical actions, which includes any casts with somatic components. But verbals are all good, and you can certainly use mental
Do they
actions.
have somatic anymore? I don't even know if that's a thing.
Yes.
I assure you it is.
Yeah, it is.
If one of the traits is attack, that would be
Not necessarily.
So the traits are attack, concentrate, force, and manipulate. Would manipulate, I guess would
Manipulate would
be
be the
somatic.
one.
That's what I thought. All right, that's a bummer.
Because you're doing wigglies.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
can
If
focus
it's not
on,
one action,
you can focus on trying to break your way out.
Yeah, let's
of
try
the-
that. We'll just try and break out of here.
All right, give me that Arcana check.
Huzzah! That's 14 on the die for a 26 total.
26. You by studying this down and with this guy distracted at least, you're able to. He's left. Previously, you two were doing this the whole time, right? So you'd find a weakness, he'd fix it, he'd push back on you, you'd try to deflect it. Wizard duel stuff.
Yeah.
Now though,
It's like the red and green light between us. and-
exactly. But now this creature seems to be distracted by your friends trying to stab him and bite him. And so he's no longer able to keep up with it. You're able to see a weakness, a thread almost as it were, which you're tugging on. And the whole orange aura starts to dim noticeably, and cracks run through it. You've got a couple actions left.
Oh, all right.
Do it
Can I
again.
do that again? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you'll take a -5 to it.
Okay. I rolled the same thing, -5, so 21.
21 this time. It did get weaker. This thing fades away and will shatter. And you find yourself dropping to the ground, free of this prison, and standing right next to a monster, which is where Calbum always likes to be.
That's right. I do like that.
don't worry, he's entered the Gnome Dome.
You made a mistake, bud.
It's a round room.
It is a round room. This is basically the Gnome Dome. It's true.
The gnome has entered the dome.
Oh, move me up one more from where I am. Like directly beside him.
Sure.
Calbum reaches into a pocket, and he pulls out a dagger.
You mean a toothpick?
Gonna
That's
shank
right.
you.
I'm gonna shank you, bud. You're in my house.
Well, unfortunately, you only had one action
Yeah,
left.
I didn't do it.
Well, you only had one action left anyway,
Oh,
so you
actually,
pull that knife out.
I pull it out and just go, ha ha.
Exactly what you want to happen. The crazy gnome pulling out a knife and going,
He's got a knife! Redeemed villain point! Ceramite, hope this works. Haven't used channel points before. This encounter deserves a good villain point. Yes,
I don't
it
know.
does.
What
what have
Thank
you got there, Calvum? A knife!
No! He's got a knife! Alrighty.
That was a short story.
It's a short knife.
Cutting away, we have Corwin in running away.
You keep wanting to put me in pursuit, which I would love in this situation.
Can we
but
reverse?
No.
It's where the Scooby-Doo thing, they run through all the
Yeah.
doors and then all of a sudden the monster's
Yep.
getting chased.
Yeah.
You have run through here. You remember the Scouthraks are still in their pens, and they are cowering on the floor. Like you never thought you could see Scouthraks look pitiful. These look like some pitiful frickin' Scouthraks. They are heads down, covering their scaly limbs, covering their head. a little bit trembly as it seems they know what's up. You come through the hallway, curves away in that narrow hallway to the right or a broader hallway to the left. Which way you run in?
Back left towards where we first found this thing in the kitchen.
Running as fast as you can get. You will go and try to get away from it. So how would you like to try to get some distance? Because this thing is hot on your tail.
At this point, what would be best for this? Corwin has some... Well, medicine's a complex thing. And sometimes...
Malpractice. He's got malpractice.
That's what the knives are for.
Right.
But
For deliberate malpractice.
The medical tools are for that. The medications and things are for, numbing pain and various other things.
He does that?
You do.
When I like
Same
people,
page.
like the lumberjack friends that I have that are, generally nice to me,
I see how it
they
is.
get the numbing solutions. and
Right,
things.
right. It's just cognac, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But there is a couple of things in there that are for, increasing heart rates and various things to up blood flow and
Sure.
basically
Little-
uppers
little
and
blue pills.
adrenaline
Yeah,
and
there's
a couple
there's
of things to get
okay.
yourself going.
Just some mercury.
I don't like where this sentence
Yeah,
is
I'm not
going.
exactly sure where this is going.
I like where this is going.
I'm on for this. Let's see.
He's basically just going to try to push himself to just go faster. And he's going
a
to tire himself
professional.
out doing this, but knowing that it's tire yourself out or die.
Okay. So do you want to take a huff of PG-13 friendly caffeine powder? to
Essentially,
get
yeah. He's
ahead of you?
basically just as
Yeah.
much as he can.
Corwin
and
does
just go for medicine.
Caffeine.
Give me a medicine check to try to get that
Pushing
dosage
himself to
right.
his limits.
Yeah, just some bash.
No, he's amphetamining himself
That's
up.
an 18 on the die with my medicine check. Question:
Straight to the
Can I-
brain.
Can we?
roll medic!
Can I go?
Caffeine!
Can I risky this?
Huh?
Can I risky this?
No, you cannot. You know,
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of risky anyway.
it's
right?
already pretty risky.
It's still a total of a 29.
Still total of 29 is pretty good. You take a snort of this stuff.
Sorry, a 30.
You feel your heart beat almost out of your chest as, with a combination of this stuff plus the adrenaline in your veins, you sprint down this hallway.
I think you need a fort save so your heart doesn't explode.
That's why I was
That
going to go
part
for the.
comes later.
That's why I was asking for the risky. Was like, can I just intentionally take damage here to just go?
I mean, you can intentionally take damage anytime you want
Oh my
to,
gosh.
really. I mean, there's
Yeah, all
just-
you gotta do is slow down, bud.
I mean, well, there you go. That would work.
That's a bit more damage than I'm willing to take for this.
And you sprint away down the hallway and pushing your way through the secret door, breaking once again out into the dining room. Whereupon you see Nil pulling herself up out of the trap door with these weird sucker mittens on her hands, and she just kind of looks at you.
And
Ribbit.
Corwin
Ribbit.
just sees it and just eyes are. He does not have any color to his eyes. It is pure pupil at this
He's
point.
an elf now.
And is just sees the door that Drevin went into and is headlong into it.
Well, Nil, what are you doing?
I look at the doorway behind Drevin and I'm like,
Behind Corwin?
Corwin.
behind
Okay.
Corwin.
It's
And,
come this way, go!
A shadow is coming.
We gotta go.
Well, I suppose I should go that direction as well.
You and Corwin will run for the doorway as fast as you can, and we will cut back to the desperate struggle occurring in the other room. The creature will again raise its hand, and a swarm of leeches will explode out from him.
Neil, you're missing it. Neil, you're missing it.
So jealous right now. You could not believe the jealousy on this half of the room.
I am Vola Karazne, apprentice to Belcora, and you will not stop her resurrection. This explosion of leeches will spread out and catch both Drevin and Calbum. I'm going to need reflex saves from you both.
12.
A 12?
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, and I'm not good at that.
That would do it.
I got a 14. I'm so good at it.
And a 14. Okay.
I'm assuming this does damage.
Just standing.
Yeah, it definitely
looking
does damage.
All right. Well, then you will take 6 less, and I get to whack him in the face with a hammer.
It's just they take damage, isn't
Yep.
it?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not
okay.
attack. It's receive damage.
All right, cool. Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's a 15 on the die, so that's 26 to bop him in the face.
You successfully bop him. You'll feel your hammer sink into this thing. And again, the similar situation to what Iris experienced. You are crushing leeches as you hit them, but you almost feel the mallet move through the form without... He's definitely resisting some of this.
Yeah, definitely not an undead.
And Def's definitely not an undead.
Max damage,
Nice.
16.
16, okay.
And how much damage did he get minus, or did I get minus 6?
Minus 6 or minus 7 for Drevin?
Minus 6.
Minus 6. So, Calbum, you are going to take 12 piercing damage as the fangs of these leeches bite into you.
You don't even feel it though. I got that numbing stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, the
Yeah.
funny thing is the blood still flows
I'm
out
saying-
your body.
I'm
whether
just
you
saying.
feel
I'm
it
just
or
saying
not.
it's not painful.
And,
just chilling. I'm just chilling.
Draven's got 18 piercing damage.
He's not any variety of undead, is he?
He is not.
Okay.
And lastly, what will happen is a tendril will grow out of his arm, and he's going to slash it at Iris.
It's got reach too.
He's got reach.
Wow.
Doesn't roll very well, though. Let's see here. Is that going to be... Oh, that'll probably do it. 23.
That will hit me.
So this thing slashes into you, but you brace for impact, but instead of being impacted, you are instead coated with a swarm of biting leeches. You
that
are going
sounds
to
pleasant.
be... And they immediately start trying to chew on you. You're going to be taking some persistent piercing damage, but the nice thing about that is you don't take it till the end of your turn.
I think I'd rather just be hit with a whip.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know...
You're just like that.
Leeches kind of freak me out, actually. I think
Yeah.
they're gross. Like personally,
Yeah.
as a real person here, that's just.
All right. Well, speaking of which, Riss, you are currently coated with leeches, but you know that they're probably gonna bite you at the end of your turn. But what you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna do what any sane person would do. Step into the blue light.
You're in the wrong party. What?
No, that's actually smart. That's actually really smart. The leeches all immediately die. And you take 1 hit of damage. That's really smart, actually.
You put a disinfecting light in this room.
I'm sorry, you put a mosquito light
Yes.
in here for me,
These
and
are
I'm covered
insects.
in
These are
insects.
pests.
All right. Give me a reflex save.
Pardon me,
Yeah,
Mr. Dwarf Man.
What's the reflex save on those leeches? I guess.
Well, they're on your.
That's gonna be a 16. 10 on the die. Oh, actually, is this damaging?
Oh yeah, bulwark helps.
Oh, yay! That's gonna be a 19.
A 19. Okay. You're gonna take 12 points of negative damage, and the leeches will burst and boil off of
like
you.
popcorn.
And your persistent damage goes away. And that was a single action.
I'm gonna step back out of the blue light.
Great idea. I love this
That's-
turn so far.
That's really funny. Yeah, that's good. I did not see that.
That was really clever.
Yeah, that was good.
Actually, I was
That
not
was really good.
expecting that.
I just imagine just like the metal engraving laser just.
Yep. That's
You
good.
just hear fizzles instead of
Wow. That was smart.
Thank you for that, by the way. And she'll drive this thing into his kidney as he's focusing on the other two in his magic.
Well,
You
where
got
the
those.
kidney should be.
Where the kidney should
Go ahead
be.
and roll me to hit.
There's a fat leech where the kidney should be.
Ew, I don't like that term. Please, no.
I don't want a leech to be any bigger than it needs to be.
I don't know if that's going to do it, though. That's only going to be an 8 on the die for a total of a 19.
Total of a 19. You'll
Flanking.
swing. A few leeches will
Not
get
flanking.
caught in it, but ultimately it does not appear to be too terribly effective. You will notice, by the way, is that the wounds that you were inflicting almost seem to be kind of knitting back together. Not really knitting back together, so the leeches just kind of come back and replace it. He does appear to be recovering from the damage you're dealing him. Drebin!
will hold.
Calbum!
All right. Calbum looks at him, goes, I'm gonna pull a knife for it. That's silly. And drops the knife. Doesn't need that. It's silly. But I am going to mind bullets him. I rolled
a mind bullet?
It's kind of a mind bullet of sorts. It's like a mind big door that I'm just gonna push him with. It's a 13 on the die for a total of a 23 attack roll against his Fortitude DC. I'm trying to push him backwards.
Okay.
I'm hoping to critically succeed. I don't think I'm going to with a 23.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably
I
not.
critically succeed on you.
Yeah, probably
so-
not. But that's the hope, is that I move him at least 5 feet, though.
All right, what is his fortitude save? DC is 23.
Hey, I
Just
did
enough
it.
to push him.
I pushed him
Yeah,
5
nice.
feet,
To push him.
and I do not follow him.
You push him
I
back
push him
5
5
feet
feet.
away from you.
I will step in as soon as you take your last
That's
action.
it. I put shield on myself. And I am done.
There we go.
Drevin steps in.
I'm going to step into that nice gap that's formed, and I'm going to shove him.
Yes.
We're putting the bug through the
Yeah, we
giant
put him in the
zapper.
put him in the zapper.
This, you know what? It's actually pretty good. Yeah, roll it. Roll it.
28.
Down into the mosquito zapper you go.
29 because my hammer has shove. So
Do you want to follow him?
yes.
You push and follow. You shove this thing bodily. He falls onto the writhing dwarf, by the way, who's been screaming this whole time.
Yeah, we'll deal with that guy.
Probably has something else
Fine.
to scream about now.
Yeah.
But the light will blaze over him, and he will writhe to try to get away from it. So he's got himself a reflex save. He rolls a nat 1.
Yes!
He's a bug. It's not good for it.
No, I'm villain pointing that. I'm villain pointing that.
Do it again.
Sarah might.
Roll it a 1 again.
Sarah might said this should be a good fight. It deserved
Yeah.
villain point.
Do it again.
You got a 5. All right,
That's-
all right. What's that going to add?
It's not a
to?
crit fail.
Not a
That's
crit
better.
fail, but
It's better. What is it now?
Is it still a crit fail? Because it'd be funny.
It's no. Well, I mean, I don't know. Let me see what his he's pretty dodgy. No, it's not a crit fail. Okay.
Okay.
And he starts writhing, trying. Got to roll pretty good too.
Can't villain point those.
He'll take half. However, he is going to writhe and scream. It seems that the area of damage that this thing is brutally effective to the leeches, and he will actually scream along with his prisoner as this light goes and burns away
I
at
still have
him.
an action.
How appropriate.
Huh?
I still have an action.
You stepped, you shoved, you have another action.
Yeah. Gonna grab him and hold him there.
Gonna go for a grab. You will expose yourself
I
to the
will be
light.
taking some of it because I'm gonna have an arm in there, but it'll be worth it to keep him just in there.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Give me a roll. Let's try it.
So, I will not succeed in being able to grab him. Probably touching it and getting like stung and pulling back for a 13.
The snoot touched the light.
13. So a 13, you go to grab him, and he is going to slash a tendril at you as your hands get burned by the light. This light hurts. It feels like your
I've touched
flesh
it.
is dissolving, and while you're startled and off balance, he knocks you down. You fall over from the counterflap. And why don't you give me a reflex save to see how badly you got burnt?
Pretty badly. That's a 1.
That's a 1?
God.
Natural 1, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so you fall into the light and kind of keel off to the side.
That's why the dwarf is really concerned. There's a full plate where on top of him.
Things just got very heavy.
Well, now he's pinned between me and a dwarf.
My life is pain. And that's going to be 8, 9 times 2, 18 negative damage.
Cool. You were at full health, right?
No.
No, he was not.
I was
you
at
hit
40.
yourself twice, didn't you?
Yeah, it's only 24. I was at 16.
Corwin and Nil,
I'm not unconscious.
you look at each other, you see that shadow approaching, and you sprint into the room.
At least I'm hoping that they are still in this room or that they are around here. I can hear some screams, so that's good.
Just
Yeah.
heading towards the sounds.
You rush into the room, and you hear the screaming and the sound of combat happening on the other side of a screen
There are 3 people writhing in the bug zapper right now.
Yeah.
Right
Or-
after another
oh, no,
person
I
just
guess
kind of
it's-
hopped in and
yeah.
hopped out.
I don't know. I was just taking a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just. I'm like, look at the bath. Like, I
Quick
think
shower.
there's a bathtub around there. I'm like, what are they doing in the bathtub?
I don't know.
What is
I think it's
happening?
past it.
Yeah.
As you walk in, the creature, the butcher chasing you, stops directly outside of the room and just stares at you all in the room.
Oh, that's lovely.
Walk back over the door. Close it.
Wait, and
Problems later. That way now.
I wanted to study him.
I think we have bigger issues at the moment.
Maybe later.
Yes. That way.
And you will rush over to join the fray. You will roll initiative now.
Now. I do only have 20-foot movement speed, so just letting you know, I might be still in
Oh,
the
he's at
previous
50
room.
feet movement speed right now.
Yeah.
He's just
He-
picking
Okay,
you up.
14
He's just
plus
picking you up
11.
and carrying you, Corwin. Vibrating.
25.
A 25.
Uh,
Okay.
His speed is chemically induced.
That's right.
Not great. Only an 18.
An 18, I
Plus
believe,
2
will
for
put you
Re-
I really
right
think you should
there.
get some mode
Give
bonuses
that
to
man a
initiative.
plus
No,
two.
the issue, it's not an issue of initiative. It's there is too much being input to his brain right now.
Yeah,
He can see everything.
I can see colors, bro.
Dude, he can
Everybody
see the
can
curvature
colors.
of the earth.
Not really. What he does is he sees that point,
Yeah.
and that's where he's going. That's what happens.
Go into the light.
He does not realizing it, but he is just going. He is making the microwave sound.
He's about to throw up his arms.
When your brain finally cooks off, you just go ding and then fall over.
So we are going to. Voluk is not about to stay in here a minute longer than he has to. He's going to squirm out and walk into Iris's space, completely enveloping her with a swarm of biting.
So glad I'm here now.
Yeah, he finally made it.
This is excellent.
Is that gonna do damage?
It's gonna do some damage. Yeah,
Yeah. I
you
can't.
can do it prone. You're minus
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. It doesn't stop me from smacking. It just stops me from 5-foot stepping.
Doesn't need to though.
Yeah, it's in my range.
DC, don't worry about that DC. Reflex save for Iris
Oh,
as she's
DC?
trying to
Yeah,
dodge
wait.
it. It is definitely damaging, by the
There
way.
is a DC.
Yay.
Damage
do know this.
coefficient.
Well,
That's what he was saying.
if you
That's what I'm
critically
telling you.
succeed, then I can't range reprisal, so your roll matters first.
Okay.
Oh, well, you know,
90.
19 on the die.
28.
28. Does not critically succeed, but does succeed.
19 on the die, 30.
What?
That's he hit you for 30.
I
Oh.
hit 30.
Including your minus 2?
28.
Okay.
Yeah.
Successful hit.
Yes.
Minus 6 damage.
Yep.
So that's going to be.
Minus 6 damage and 8 damage on him.
Iris will take no damage. And it's 8 damage on him?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Plus whatever he resists.
the bugs don't hurt anymore.
Biteless bugs.
Biteless bugs.
Thank you,
Um,
Isobach.
From this, he's going to step. No, actually, he's going to stay right where he is because there's a bunch more stuff there. 5, 10, 15. Oh, but the negative light is in the way.
Mhm.
Oh, he can't throw a vomit swarm through the negative light. He'll kill all the leeches. But you know what? Unlike Nil, he doesn't have particularly too much care for his leech friends.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Cruel
Damn.
master.
Now we
My
see truly the
gosh.
difference.
So
Yeah.
evil.
And a cone of vermin will explode outward, which
Maybe
will
I-
actually catch every single one of you. So I need
Maybe
roof
I can
except
convert
for
them.
Iris because Iris is sharing the space with Iris.
All
Do
of
I
us?
get a step of success better
It's
for
a
being
30-foot cone, good sir.
for being in the light?
Is it
I wish
hitting?
I could.
And on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's going to go through the light. So Nil and Corin are going to have an easier time because most of those
Okay.
things are going to die. But still reflex save from all of you.
Can I convert any of them? Can I proselytize?
Would you
on
like
this
to
side?
join a union?
We can unionize bugs.
This will,
Unionize.
I will be unconscious.
Would it come
You will be unconscious?
Yes.
It doesn't save you from the explosion. You still
No,
have to
like
take
the damage is gonna knock him
Oh,
out.
yeah,
I
well,
have 4 health.
So, I will try to prevent 6 of that. And if that keeps him up, he stays up.
Let's
Yes.
find out.
So I rolled an 8, which plus A 9 is 17. So
Not
I
a
fail.
critical.
So then that damage minus 6. Roll piss poor, and we'll see.
How much health did you have left?
4.
You roll
You're
below
gonna take
10.
2 damage.
I'm awake!
I'm alive!
Once again,
That is like when I
been
read
so
that, I'm
good.
like, this is the
Huge
most
value.
useless freaking thing
It
I've ever
saved
seen.
me
It saved you
3
3
times.
times.
That was pretty phenomenal.
the bunny will look at you, and Pharasma's light will reach, or dark will reach out to you and pull your soul back down into you again.
Don't forget how many times I've gotten 1 HP so far.
It's
Like, this has been very useful on top of that.
it definitely has. All right. Well, going around. Reflex.
Reflex. That is a 23.
23 is a pass. Yeah, you'll
2
take
health.
I can't.
0 damage.
Oh, sweet.
And then Corwin.
22.
22 is a fail. You will take
We found the
4
DC.
points of damage.
If the DC is 23, Calbum got it. It's
And
24.
Corwin is going to be sickened 1 because, dear God, is that disquieting. Not for Nil, but, you know.
I'm also sickened, I would imagine.
You failed it. You are sickened, yes. And Calbum.
24.
24 is a pass. You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
If you're used to you're used to hairballs. This
Yeah.
is nothing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And the
Gosh, keeping your
leech
soul in your
form
body is a
starts
hard work.
coming back together. Nil, you're up.
I am going to. This is not how you treat these treasures. And I will.
What are you talking about?
Send a glare. And I'll run over to Drevin, who looks to be kind of covered in leeches.
I look
In fact,
very thoroughly leeched, scorched by the bug zapper, and beaten upon.
and I will just kind of herd the leeches
My
into
guts
a
back into my
safer-
body?
No, the leeches. I'm
Priorities.
thinking about the important
Priorities.
things
This
here.
is fair. But
Generally doesn't care about you, but the leeches are important.
I will be herding the leeches off of your body in a safe and humane way. And I will be doing battle medicine on you.
It's like those humane mouse traps where it's like you just humanely catch the
Nice.
mice, release them outside your house, and they come back in again.
The centipede wants to help with the battle medicine.
It
I
was
will
trying to
help.
help. It's trying to help. You know, these things are very
roll
helpful.
a 1.
He's hungry.
No.
Okay, so 15 on the die.
Okay. He wants to eat some of the rebellious leeches.
2d8 plus 10.
What-
That's a
Are you going to
25.
go expert?
Yeah.
No, I always go for the lower one because
Then
I
that's
like.
2d8.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yes.
just 2d8.
Yes. Oh, 2d8.
Unless you critically succeed.
No, it's
Then
just
it's 48.
Which was actually, that was a 25, so that was a critical success.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
So
Oh,
you
then
do get
48.
48.
48.
excellent. I'm glad everybody else knows how to do these things.
I don't.
That's my job.
I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, very
my
nice.
Gosh. Okay, so 16, 21, 25, 35.
35 health back on 48?
She rolled
incredible.
almost max.
There's
Oh.
no plus 10 involved.
My
okay,
God.
okay. 25.
So I have 27 health. I am no longer almost dead.
That's pretty good.
All right, a run, a battle medicine, and
That's it.
1 action left. I guess you herded leeches. You went to
Yeah.
gather some leeches.
Yeah.
Had to teach him the proper way to handle the leeches.
All right. So Iris is currently inside the boss, being bitten by a bunch of leeches.
This isn't going to be pleasant for any of us. She'll say,
Bug zapper. Bug
and
zapper.
she'll
Bug zapper.
throw herself sideways, grabbing him and taking him with her.
Suplex into
I'm
it.
going to attempt to grapple him and throw us both into the blue light and
Iris, I don't
see
know why
which
was
one
this
of
gonna
us will snap first.
We need that WWE soundtrack again.
Yeah.
Man,
Dun, dun, dun,
Suplex.
You're in the Gnome Dome, baby!
negative energy damage. All right, roll me in athletics.
Why would we hit this guy when we have environmental damage?
That's
That's
right.
going to be a 24. 12 on the die plus 12.
You gave
Know
us
the
a,
DC.
you gave us a sky laser, Daddy.
You
back in the
suplex
beam.
him into the. You suplex him into the light. He is grabbed, and you're both burning. Give me a reflex save.
Back in the beam.
Beam the beam. No, he's ready for it this time, though.
Oh boy, we're gonna take this and we're gonna give it to you because that
He
card
might be ready.
is literally just rage. I do it anyway.
That's funny.
They gave me a hero point that's use rage.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, you know what? That's
It's better.
3 times as good. That's going to be 15.
15. You are going to take some damage.
Such is my life.
You're going to be taking 18 points of negative damage as this beam boils your flesh. However, when you go to throw Voluk in there, his body vanishes in your arms. His leeches just stop, like being a body. And you find yourself in the beam of light alone. He critically succeeded his reflex save, so he was able to discorporate his body before you were able to throw him in there.
Oh, that's
so
awkward.
You find
he's
yourself-
actually still outside.
Alone with a dwarf, but it's not me.
That's true. You're there with that. You've basically kind of like elbow dropped this dwarf who's having a really awful time. But he probably has been having an awful time this entire time. This is new.
Is he like tied down?
Chained down, in fact.
Okay. Well, as much as I would like to help him with that,
There are manacles. The manacles are locked. You'd have to break those locks or pick them. I don't know if Iris is good at
We
picking
have
all
no pressing
right.
concerns.
So
Yeah, there's
I'm
also a monster here.
I'm elevated. So I'm going to jump up off the elevation and I'm going to body slam this guy into the ground.
Here comes the people's elbow.
This was all just a setup for the people's elbow.
This is all.
Top rope.
All right, roll. Are you trying to do damage, or are you?
No,
trying
I'm trying to
Knock him down?
Knock him down again.
All right, so that'll be like a. We'll call that a trip attempt, and you're gonna jump out to try to trip him. Roll me in athletics
him to
again.
the
So
ground.
this is where
This will have the attack trait. You'll be at -5.
That's fine.
So this is actually when we are gonna tell you at this point. We're all trying to convince you for a free archetype wrestler for every player.
Done. Sold. Calvin has to get it first, though. No one can get any higher than Calvin. That's the rule.
fine.
That's only going to be a 10 on the die, though. So that's only going to be 18.
An 18, not a critical success. You managed to get yourself out of the light, and he squirms away from you, unable to go and get him. So that was a move and a trip attempt.
Mr. Beak rises from the shadows.
I mean, you have his soul, right?
We have a crystal.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we have a bunny, too.
We have a lot of cool things.
We gotta get him back in there. Borbo's kind of chilling.
Borbo's just being a gem right now. Corwin, what you want to do?
Just kind of looking around the room and everyone's. How injured's Nil looking? Because I mean, your front's covered in blood.
You can tell because you are a medicine. You have done a lot of medicine. The blood is definitely more viscous than like human blood.
Okay.
It is not. You definitely would not be. You'd be like, she's a weird one. But
I mean, usual consideration for Nil there is that seems on track. It doesn't look like you got slashed by the butcher.
No. You
So
can
we're
tell it's
good.
for sure. You don't know why I'm covered in blood, but there is
No.
a lot of blood.
At the moment, it's just
It's
like
not mine.
you look fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Pass. Next.
Yeah.
Just going to rush over between Iris and Drevin, just across the room. Look between the two of you. Who looks more injured? Drevin? Go into battle medicine, Drevin, because I have the fun forensic medicine thing of, I don't care if you've been battle medicined. I can do it again.
Well, now, fun forensic medicine thing. Go.
And you just got healed, bud. You're getting some risky surgery.
That's fine.
You're going to take 1 damage.
That's ideal.
Is that 1 or 7?
That was a 1.
That's
okay.
You
ideal.
don't
I thought
get
it was a
better
7.
than that.
I'm just a light slash is going
Just
by.
a little bit of slash.
There's
Yeah,
a single leech just.
You have to cut that leech off. Exactly.
He only rolls high on himself.
Expert, I take it.
Yes, definitely expert. I'm getting this man to full health. This is a total of a plus 14 right now. 8 on the die, plus 14. The DC's 20.
Pass.
That's
So that's
22,
22
so it goes to
minus
critical
1,
success.
21. That's still crit.
Why -1?
Sickened.
Oh, yeah.
and he's shaking.
Got those leeches coming off you.
He's
Yeah, you're also
squeaking out like, I got you, bud.
48.
You stand still. I'm fine.
5, 9. So that's 14 plus 19. So that's what, 33?
Sure.
You want some lidocaine?
Yeah, 33. So 33 healing to you.
Not full health.
Got you close though.
Nice.
2 off.
Yep.
A rush, a battle medicine, and 1 action left.
1 action left. I'll go for another battle medicine, Iris.
Iris is out of your reach. You'll have to move over to her.
You
That's
can
no.
do it to me though.
How injured are you
Yeah.
looking?
I have 14 hit points out of my total of 36.
Okay.
So he looks
Feeling
about.
great.
He looks half dead.
Okay.
Not quite dead yet.
Well, I only need probably a trained on you.
Please don't be stabbing me.
No, I'm gonna stab you.
Your shaky hands.
I'll stab you. 2 damage.
Just
You're getting stabbed.
Pupils
You're
the
getting
size
stabbed.
of-
2 damage.
Pupils the size of dinner plates.
I'm only going for trained on you though. But that's on that one. So you get another D8 of damage, unfortunately.
Great,
Your
love
bones.
It.
Shaky hands.
But only another 1.
All right,
So 3
cool.
damage.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
honestly, he's done worse. Just ask her.
Hey, look. It wouldn't have been in that one if I didn't crit fail on my cousin earlier.
You are, in fact, very intimidated by this manic, shaking medic with knives pointed at you.
I'm going.
The
Corwin's going a little bit
Going a little hard. there, bud.
faster than you've seen him. He's just kind of. He's a bit out of it currently.
Ooh, the limerick,
You
the
can
manic
almost
shaking
see
medic.
the veins
Uh-huh,
popping out of his
uh-huh.
head. Calbum.
Oh, hey, Calvin, you're back. Just stop moving. Stop moving. Stop. You need to stop moving.
I think you're the one who needs to stop moving there, bud.
It says it will actively like.
Stop. Stop. He's standing perfectly still. Stop moving. Though I did consolation candy.
Yeah, I also get one.
Yeah,
I
you
got,
both get one.
I don't get one. I didn't get healed.
No,
You
got
get
battle
one.
I only got injured.
You get one as the as a consolation
I'm
for
not,
the attack.
I'm not taking your drugs, bud. You've
That
had
was the
enough.
problem.
Put
That was
the-
the problem.
Put the
Like,
drugs away.
He went to go give you medicine. You were like, I'm not vaccinated. Backed it away.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Calvin's anti-vax.
I mean, we knew that.
Yeah, everybody knew
Of
that.
all the conspiracies.
That's fine. All right, what is Calvin doing? Yeah, so
That's
Calvin
an excellent question. One that
What
only
is he
you can
doing?
answer.
We are so manic today.
standing here getting stabbed.
We got the full party. I mean, it's the only
Okay,
answer.
it's been a while, yeah.
I started escaping death. Pardon me.
Technically, that's what Calvin's always trying to do.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's succeeding all the time. Calvin pulls out a ball of very cold, dripping wet something. I'm not sure where it came from, not sure what it's wet with, but he just casually tosses it, and it lands on the approximation of leeches that is surrounding our new friend over here, falling on him, and then explodes into a bunch of little ice crystals that hopefully will catch all these leeches. Can I have a fortitude save,
You
please?
certainly may.
Does it catch me too?
You would think this is a
I
sports
don't-
toy, but really Spork just plays with the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it area
it's
or
single
is
target.
it's
It
single
is a
target?
single
Okay,
target,
thank God.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, one creature.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The DC is 20.
Well, he's going to get like a 32.
Well, that's a lot then. So I guess that's a crit. He probably does nothing.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah.
well, you
the
know.
ice will freeze
You're colder
around.
now.
Yeah,
you're,
well,
you're colder now.
A bunch of leeches will die from this, but the swarm itself seems entirely unharmed. He seems quite sturdy, actually.
Well, that's a bummer. I'm gonna cast shield on myself and cower in a corner as
Yeah.
Corwin standing over me with a bunch of knives.
Yeah.
What's up? You want to get healed? I'll heal you, bud. I'll heal you real quick.
So I'm gonna stand up,
Okay.
and while actively retching, but not taking the action to retch to get rid of the sickened condition, I will move around and full hammer try and just punt this mass back into the light. Stay in there.
You know what? Why not? Try not to hit Iris, too.
It does more than me hitting him if I get him in there.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true,
Iris
actually.
It
Iris
is. It is
down to take
absolutely
one
our
for the
most
team.
effective.
We also haven't heard that he's putting himself back
24.
together when it happens.
Huh?
24 to shove.
24 to shove. You will successfully push him back.
That's right, bud. Get in the bug zapper.
I bequeath onto the boot to the head.
Oh, he seems to be getting the hang of this. Yeah, again, he will discorporate and actually reform on the other side of the light.
Oh,
No!
oh wait, he's trying to get away from me. That can't happen.
Is that movement?
So technically, I don't think forced movement triggers reactions.
That's not
does
forced
it?
movement.
You shoved him.
I shoved him 5 feet. He then moved on his own another 5 feet.
Yeah,
Can I
sure, Why
follow?
not? You want to know escape him?
Yeah, I want to no escape this guy. I'm following him.
Just gonna stand in the bug.
Through the bug zapper. I don't care.
Well, I mean,
You can
I was
go
gonna,
around it.
I was gonna give you the
That's
benefit of
not-
the doubt
thank
and have
you.
you walk around.
I
If you
appreciate-
want to go through
No,
the bug
no, no. I'm
zapper,
solid.
you
I'm
can.
solid. I'm solid.
All right, you got one action left, Revan.
Stand up, move, shove.
Stand up, move, shove.
Oh. You're much closer now.
Oh no, you don't understand, sir. I am a caster.
Yeah.
I do not
Yeah.
get this close.
Yeah.
No,
You're in here with us, bud. You came to the Gnome Dome. My
The
friends finally came in.
Dome. He is going to look down and say, "I'll show you how you should really treat these things." And he'll gesture out, and you feel the weight of the bags and pockets of bugs you have suddenly get heavier, and leeches will explode out of them to cover you and start gnawing on you viciously. Give me a fortitude save.
Okay. I mean, not the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Yeah, it just sounds like a Tuesday.
You're like, this is inconvenient.
not the-
19 on the die plus 10, and
Oh my
29. This is literally, I'm like,
that time.
Not the
first
first.
of all, I have centipedes. So let's just get
Where
this
these leeches even come from?
Don't you tell me how to manage my bug
And
children.
indeed, the centipedes quickly rally and begin a war against the invading leeches
front
to
and
fight
center.
them off. They fight like little devils,
yes.
biting fiercely, goring them with the little tiny devil horns
Horns,
on their
little
centipede
ram
heads.
head,
exactly,
yeah. I like
flipping
it,
them
I
like
like
a
it.
stag beetle to get them off of you.
We did it, boss. They're bugging out.
They're bugging out indeed. So you got a total of a what now?
29.
A 29. Okay, success. Not a critical success, but you are going to suffer some damage.
You'll take
thank you,
6
next
less damage, and I will 5-foot step closer, directly, to the other side of the light.
Sounds good. So that case, you will take. Oh, it's a weird thing. What is that? Okay, that's a 6. Okay.
The Aeon's dice are pretty hard to read
13.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a squiggle.
Yeah.
It's going to be 13 piercing damage. But the leeches are quickly knocked off of you, and and chased away. In some cases, just dismembered by the fierce defense mounted by your own vermin.
That's 13 halved and then minus 6.
7.
Huh?
13 was the half damage.
13 is the damage she takes.
So
And
you'll
minus
take
6.
minus 6 from that.
13 is the damage she takes.
Okay. I didn't know if you. That's why I was asking if the 6 was in there.
Yep, I got it.
In other words, he just did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
most of it was ignored.
Yeah.
We have a hero point.
Oh, we do have a hero point. Next to high as a kite, the medic joins the fight. The GM was unprepared for the power of a disinfecting light. Hero
Hey.
point for going. God dang, that was
Poetry's-
actually really
That's
clever.
beautiful,
Poetry.
man.
good
That was
stuff.
really great, Naxtoof. I actually
Good
really like
stuff.
that.
You've entered my surgery room. This is called rolled back. Hands off.
Appropriate, I'd say. Following up with it, the Volok is going to flail his arm about and slap into Iris, or try to at least. Let's see here. No, he's gonna. You know what? No. He's not gonna roll a natural one because I have a hero point from a sane 221 left over when he joined the cult of Nimbleoth.
This is going to be a hero death. He's going to kill Jen again.
And I rolled it into a 5 yet again. I'm noticing a pattern.
1 into 5.
A 1 into 5, which is, you know what? That's actually a pretty decent trade, all things considered. So that's going to be 23 again.
Again, that will hit.
All right, and again, you are coated in leeches that start to work their
Jump in the
way
bug
through your
zapper.
armor to gnaw on you. But that's persistent damage, so it's not going to hit you just yet.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
Nil!
I found the solution.
That's so clever. This is really good.
I'm going to
And you can see his body is starting to come back together. He is pretty hard to fight. In fact, tell you what we do right now. Why don't we come back to Nil in just about 10 minutes while we get up, stretch our legs, take a break, because this is going to be a long, hard fight.
Most like I can proceed on an athletics check.
Welcome back, everyone. Abomination Vaults, episode 19. Here we are.
You can't say abomination. That has more than three vowels. in it.
Yeah, but we banned that in the pre-show, so these VOD people don't know. Only the
Okay.
pre-show people know that I'm breaking the rules right now. So
Okay.
it's okay.
I feel better now.
Corey,
That's right.
cut this.
Yeah, please, quick, cut this. We're
Cut
live.
Credits.
No.
Cut to credits. We're good. We're done.
But here we are, being abominated in the vaults
Ew.
by a vicious mass of leeches who has identified himself as Volakarazne, apprentice of Belcora. And
Well,
here...
to some of us, he's identified himself as such. Others came in a bit late.
Yeah, that's true. He's not going to repeat himself, though. He's not a man who repeats himself.
Yeah,
He's not
yeah,
really
yeah.
much of a man anyway, really. He's more or less big old
more
bunch
of a
of
leech.
leeches.
More of a
Which is
muppet.
really too bad because, I think we could have hit it off.
I don't know. I think you had very different philosophies on how to manage your swarms.
He is kind of like a muppet.
No, I don't.
No, I
think-
cannot think of a single Muppet that he's like, actually. I'm pretty well versed in Muppets. I don't think he's a very good Muppet.
He'd be like one of the Muppet monsters.
Yeah, no. He's much too monstrous to be a Muppet monster.
Do not besmirch the name of Muppet by associating with this massive yuck. No,
See?
thank you.
See? Yeah.
Derp, what does Elmo think?
I don't know.
You better watch out. Better watch out. They're owned by Disney now. We can't get copyright struck on that stuff.
That's a good point. Quick. Stop talking about it. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Please feel free to check out our other shows. Strange Aeons, the strangest of Aeons, has started back up again. Chapter 3. Just yesterday started back up. So
We're
see it
on
on
a boat.
Saturday. They're on a boat, apparently.
Don't you ever forget.
Never forget that. And
With your flippy
speaking of boats or ships, as it were, the Starfinder crew is on Wednesdays having their crazy adventures across the ocean of space. But meanwhile, here we are in a hole, fighting monsters.
Why did this guy have leeches all over his face?
I think his face is made of the leeches, so.
Indeed.
Are
Well,
they over it?
why don't we go around, introduce ourselves, and let the audience know who we are fighting this leech monster guy. Start over here this time.
Hello. I'm Iris. I'm here so that the Mother of Graves can have her say. I'm a returned spirit barbarian for Rasman. I'm very small and kind of cute, and I'm going to drop kick this thing back into the light if it kills me.
It might.
It might actually do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Moving on.
Well, over here we have Neil Grumman, our resident dwarf and druid, over here looking to reduce, reuse, and recycle, making sure all of the monsters get treated as the treasures they are, or if not, then we at least get some good research out of them for future generations. That's my whole spiel, actually.
Oh, makes sense. that sounds like Nil's character right there.
Yeah.
Howdy, I'm Derp, and I play Drevin Zorl, the pious puppy, paladin of Saren Ray, the great gnoll, standing nearly 7 feet tall, who is currently trying to put the bug in the bug zapper, and it's worked okay.
Yeah, he's gotten real squirmy. It seems like he didn't like that.
Yeah, he was definitely not happy the first time.
My name's Bobby. I play Calvin Findleybottom, the newly released dwarf. Sorry, not a dwarf.
Whoa.
What are
I changed.
What aren't you telling us?
I changed, guys. I changed. Anyway, I'm a gnome. I'm a little guy. Just a tiny little guy. Just tiny little wizard guy doing some magics. That's it. Sorry. My brain yeeted out of here for a
I
second.
saw that. I literally
like-
saw it pull out of your ear for a little bit. We'll let you gather that back up. Moving on.
It's the bleaching.
Currently up one sword and down one cousin. Resident medic of the party, Corwin Ovashti.
Rip.
Also down one, apparently was still hanging around ghost ancestor. Got kind of ripped into the ground recently. Like a couple of hours ago.
To be fair, you got ripped into the ground a little while ago, too.
Yeah, I got out of there, though.
Yeah.
Barely.
No sign of him, though.
No, he wasn't in the arena, at least that I saw.
Talk to me about your losses.
No.
Well, that's
of
about all the
discussion.
time we have for chit-chat and descriptions, because
No.
we're actually in the middle of a vicious fight for our lives. Nil, he tried invading you with his army of leeches. It was
hate
fought
that.
off by your friendly army of centipedes, and
Don't ever say he tried invading you ever again.
With leeches, no less.
Please.
This squirmy little
You're
leeches.
banned.
what? I don't understand. No. I refuse.
Anyway,
to
it's
feel
Nil's
bad
turn.
For this. I refuse to feel bad for this. Well, Nil, what you gonna do about it?
Well, I see there are more leeches being abused in this scenario. This is really unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior. So I'm looking to, again, glare, frown of disapproval. And I'm going to shuffle my way around over to Iris and scornfully try and again herd some of these leeches off of Iris and do a little battle medicine.
Okie dokie.
Not the expert, just the trained.
Yep.
Let's see here. That is 6 on the die plus 11, 22. Which is
6 plus 11 is
oh,
what?
that is not 22. What is
17.
More importantly, it's more than
Okay.
15.
That,
Yes.
that 10-minute
Yes.
break
Yeah.
really
Really
messed with our brains,
went
What, you're
wild.
forgetting the
I don't
plus
know
5
what
bonus?
happened.
It's Sunday, guys. We just
Yeah. Well, it
kind of
was-
here.
Okay, so I was thinking about the little thing you have on the little counting thing.
Like an abacus.
No, the thing we talked about during break. It's
Yeah.
Oh, little dots.
And
Yeah.
I was trying to do that in my brain, and I skipped one.
It helps if you actually have the paper in front
Well,
of you.
yeah, but I don't know. I just said that's just where my brain went. Anyways,
Talking about going off the mental grid.
we're having a
I'm
good
sorry.
time, guys.
I don't know what happened in break time, but we're
So
in
we
trouble.
ate some gummies.
Man, we were in this fight. We were ready, and now it's just kind of
We
like,
had some Welch's gummies, to be clear.
how do we count?
Some Welch's, some Ritz bits, a couple of cookies.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that
trouble.
is 13, which is, I'm guessing,
That's the amount
6
of health
plus
that you heal.
17
Snack
plus
responsibly.
6 plus 7?
Yes.
All right, yes, indeed. Iris gets
Um,
6, 13 health back.
Yes, and then I think for I had an idea for my last action, but I kind of forgot what it was supposed to be.
Big surprise there.
So
Sneezing and laughing
I'm
at the
not
same
sure
time.
what happened to my brain. I had a third action at some point.
You want the bunny? Yeah, just love the bunny for a minute.
I don't know what it was, so I'll just move
You
behind.
want to like try to think about your situation at all? You want to swing a stick at this
Yeah,
guy?
hey,
you
you
are
might-
right next to him.
You want
can do
to
all sorts
think
of stuff.
about your situation a little bit?
Oh, I could think about the guy.
There we go.
Hey, we did it! We got it! We found it! We figured it out!
That was the thing you were talking about on break, so I figured.
It helped. I'll just do a little research. I see. I mean, what kind of absolute abhorrent monster this is for like mistreating such lovely little creatures? as leeches?
Mistreating such lovely little creatures. You want to use occultism or you want to use society?
Whichever. Probably occultism. I don't know.
Probably occultism. Okay. So you see that this thing. You're a little bit scatterbrained right now. Perhaps you're a bit too
IRL,
focused on
yeah.
the individual leeches instead of the whole swarm at the
Right,
moment.
right.
You're having a hard time kind of piecing this information together. One thing you do realize, however, is that he seemed to really not have a good time when he got pushed into that light. And it seems like the constant area beam, anything that can hit the entire swarm at once, seems to be particularly effective. But that's about all you've got time to put together.
Okay.
Iris!
I'm gonna get you.
No, you're not.
Oh.
I know you are, but what am I?
First of all, rude.
All right. We're gonna try this one more time, and then we're giving it up for lunch.
Surely this time.
I'm gonna grab him.
Grab and go.
Step number 1.
You mean you want to shove him into the light?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So you have to step around him, and then give him a good old shove in there.
Yep.
It's not hard to push around.
That is a nat 20,
Yeah!
It did eventually work. If we try enough.
No,
times.
what
Well, the
Matt-
problem wasn't shoving him. The problem was his reflex save.
Right.
Although, shouldn't this cancel out if he gets a crit, I got a crit, he just goes to a success?
I don't think that's how that works,
Oh,
actually.
I
think
kind of
it's
like her reasoning though.
two separate things.
I'm on the other side in case he does go through.
That's right. He's just gonna. Drevin's just gonna stop him.
Well, for a third time, I have rolled a natural 1.
Yes, and he doesn't have any more villain
He
points,
does.
right?
He got a new one.
Chat, you
Heroic
evil!
son!
You evil chat!
That is his last
I was
one.
saving it from Oroku-san this
It's all right.
entire time.
Worst thing is
You know what
You
you're
thought
about.
I was out of hero
5.
points,
Oh,
but
no,
it
no,
was
no,
me,
no.
Oroku-san.
It's okay.
You're
He's about
gonna
to roll a
one
5.
into a 1.
If you
Probably
roll,
roll to a 5.
If it
That's-
rolls into another 5,
I mean, I'd say what are the odds, but I know what they are.
5%.
What is it? Don't keep us in suspense. I'm dying over here.
What is that, Corey?
Is it a
It's another 1!
Yes!
It
I told
was
you.
meant to be, guys. It
Look.
was meant to be. 20 to a 1 to a 1.
Get zapped.
That's really meant to be.
Oh
at that point.
my god!
Get
wrecked.
zapped, kid.
He
Nick, what happens when you use villain points?
gets zapped. I go from a 1 to a 5, clearly, except when it just doesn't work.
He does have it. I mean, it didn't. It didn't
Oh
get
my
God.
God.
How much
the other
damage was
times,
it?
which is what it usually
So-
does.
He gets bodily pushed in, and this time he's entirely off balance. He's not able to dodge, and he takes the full force of this, and fully half of his body erupts
Just
as these
evaporates.
leeches
Get wrecked,
just
son.
die and wither and explode off of him. He's sloughing down. The doublet and pants are like very sunken and misshapen, and he is in awful condition. And that was a move, a shove, and he's right in the middle of this light now, and Iris has one more action left.
And you're
I'm
still
gonna-
covered in bugs.
You could have followed him.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I mean, you
That's
can
just
move
part of the
up.
shove.
Yeah,
so-
Yeah,
part
you
of
can
the
just move
shove.
up 5 feet. That's part of the shove, though.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but I'd like to enclose myself in this light and try to get the bugs off me.
So now she's standing above him.
So I'd like to use the extra bit of action.
Yeah.
The last action, I want to follow him into the light.
Yeah, okay. Give me a reflex save. The party has taken more willing damage this
Yeah, than
fight.
ever. Yeah. This
That's going to be 18.
18. So you're the light is pretty brutal. It's hard to get away from. You're going to take 16 points of negative damage,
Okay.
or void damage. But those leeches are going to evaporate off of you as well.
So this is a known amount of damage. The leeches is a unknown
Yeah,
amount
we
of
said-
damage.
That's
We
true.
still
No
have
one's
no
ever
idea,
taken it.
yeah.
It's a lot, by the way.
That's why this is
imagine.
better.
Corwin, you're up as the bug zapper is well named.
Well, I've got a sec to look at him in very clear light now.
That's true.
Since he's fully illuminated.
Since he's under the orbital
spotlight.
laser.
The orbital laser.
He's got a very good backlight to him. Studio lighting.
Little did we all know we were.
But
on a
I'll
Marvel
give him a
movie
recall
tonight.
knowledge real quick.
You want some occultism or you want some society?
I mean, they're both 10.
They're both 10. Okay.
Hey, me too.
In class.
All right. So you check this guy out. Indeed, as a swarm of leeches, the closest thing this would be something that's similar to a creature you've heard of called a worm that walks. But this seems to be incorporated of leeches instead of like worms. But one thing that you notice is that given the fact that he has a name that he states, never mind, you didn't hear that. Given the fact that he's wearing an outfit, right, and still seems to be moving and gesturing, when he casts, he's moving his hands and making gestures as though he were not a swarm. And it seems as though this guy used to be alive and not a mass of leeches. You're not sure what he could have done to turn himself into one of these, but that seems to be the case.
I remember a bunch of books that we saw that were titled such things such as like The Way of the Worm.
Yeah, you know,
and
funny
similar
thing about
things.
That. You do know, however, that now that he is a swarm, he's going to be very hard to damage with things that focus on individual strikes. He has no organs to damage. He has no skeletal system to break. Individual leeches will die. The swarm itself will be relatively unharmed. Physical damage is going to be not too terribly effective. Precision damage is going to be entirely useless. forget trying to target his mind with muddling magics because
It's
you're
split-
having to target the individual pieces, not the gestalt as a whole. It will be wholly ineffective. However, anything that does area damage or splash damage will be particularly effective against him. And so that's probably the best way to go.
Hand in pocket. Pull out a bomb.
Pull out a bomb. Chuck it. Roll to hit.
Oh dear.
You only take a little bit.
Oh dear.
17 on the die plus 11 is going to be a 28 to hit.
That's a solid hit, sir.
And this is a moderate alchemist fire, so 2d8 fire damage to him.
He took a bottle and filled it with money and then threw that at his
I
enemy.
did. That's going to be 8 fire damage to him, plus 2 persistent fire damage, because these got changed in the remaster.
They
it
always
just does
do
persistent damage.
Oh my god, look at that.
They're very useful now.
And then you and I take 2
and 2 splash damage.
Okay. I can
And then
take
both
that.
you and Draven will take 2 splash damage also, yes.
Splash damage doesn't also hit your primary target, right?
It does.
It does. Yep. Okay, interesting.
It's basically 2d8 plus 2 to the primary target, and they're on fire.
That's that's important because if it's the splash damage where that comes from, it triggers things differently.
Yeah.
He writhes in agony from this hit, still swirling around. There's even fewer leeches now left. Almost an entire half of what was once there is gone. And Calbum, you're up.
Okay. Okay. How do you look currently? Do you look very injured?
I mean, I'm looking pretty scorched. I look, well barbecued.
But she's determined.
Determined matters a lot.
Okay.
She's singed.
Spend a little too long in the tanning booth.
Yeah, maybe we won't do that then.
I would have healed you, but you've already been battle medicined.
Fireball.
Listen, I'm strongly considering it, but we're gonna not do that this time. Not a fireball. I was gonna breathe fire, but that doesn't seem right. So instead, he pulls out. In fact, where was it? It's this. He pulls this from his.
What is this for our audio
No.
listeners?
The audience can see it.
Our
Turn on-
listeners.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Listeners, right? Podcast listeners.
Just listen with your eyes.
Yeah, good scrubs. He pulls out a ball of twine and then throws it. And as he throws it, he grabs the end and it untangles and then tangles up on the creature. I have to roll an attack here real quick.
Tanglefoot?
It's Tanglevine, yeah.
Huh.
That is not going to succeed almost certainly with an attack of 16 against his AC.
16 against his AC, he squirms out of the way.
Yeah, so there's a
and,
bunch of string.
You
all
totally
over the place,
tangle up that dwarf,
but-
though.
Yeah.
That poor guy, man.
Yeah, so he does that, and then he casts shield on himself because who knows what's happening next.
Does the gnome think I'm a cat?
I don't know what the gnome thinks right now.
You do have a cat thing, right?
So I'm going to retch, finally.
Yep.
Because I have the free time to just... You know that video of the dog that hopped in the pond and inhaled like a lily pad or something? It was... It's such a good description.
It is the perfect sound to describe.
I haven't seen it, but you've
We'll
so
show you.
perfectly
I will show you
We'll show you on the
after.
post show.
You've so described it. I have it in my
don't even
mind.
have to
It's like the
know. We
dog
already
is.
know.
It's like the dog is yelling through water. It's pretty good. And just that noise happens for a couple seconds
My mind is crafting a far better noise than reality could ever provide right now.
before a little flash on my hammer will go off as the potency crystal that I've had for quite a while triggers, and I'm gonna hit this thing with 2d12.
So what he does is he ties a bag of money to his hammer and then smashes
It's like
it.
3 gold.
I love it. Roll to
And,
hit. Hey,
Just a couple good smashes with this, trying to get the most use of it as I can.
What is adventuring but tying more money to yourself to hit things with?
Really.
27
27, a palpable hit.
to his flat-footed.
It's still quite a
Yeah.
good palpable hit.
And then a -5, an 18.
18 follow-up attack will miss.
Unfortunate, but I do get one good hit.
You
that
do.
will not ignore, but should do enough to be worth the swing.
You know, physical resistance isn't as effective when you just deal a ton of physical damage.
Feast and famine over here.
top and bottom, 12, 13, 17.
17 total. You smash, and the leeches are so scattered now. They're so scattered out. You're almost... Could he be dead?
The bug zapper will decide his fate.
The bug zapper will decide his fate. And there is a brief shiver in the leeches. They pull together just enough to form an arm that hauls himself
Gives a thumbs up as it
out of the
drops
light.
into lava.
And
Dum, 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 dum.
he is going to stride,
No escape.
and Iris will chase him. And actually, he gets right to the doorway. That's as far as he gets. And as he turns around, no, this cannot be! And he'll pull out a palm, and a shield of runes will appear in front of him. And that's all he has time
It's just
for.
an arm, right? It's just like it or a
It-
thing.
there's like
thing
two
from,
leeches for his feet. There's a leech, a leech, a leech, a leech, a leech.
It's
And an
Leech
arm.
Tetris.
And there's like one arm, and there's like half of a face.
very small now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know what? It's like Radagon of the Golden Order, but made out of leeches.
Those are words.
Nice.
Yep.
Some of our audience might get that.
Elden
Okay,
Ring
okay,
reference.
okay.
Elden Ring reference.
I am going to be pretty impressed with this. Honestly, I'm actually really interested in how he got into this state because I too would like to be in this state eventually, but with centipedes. So
Nil's like, immortality through getting more disgusting, you say.
yes. So I will hold my turn just because I am a little bit very interested in the state of this being.
This is what peak performance looks like. You might not
Yeah.
agree, but that's what it is.
The ideal body. 9 leeches stacked on top of each other.
The man cut big time
You know
during
what would
the
be
season.
better? 9 centipedes stacked
Yeah.
on top.
And they
of each
called
other.
this act the Aristocrats.
Exactly.
Would you love me
Iris.
if I was a worm? No, but if you were some leeches, maybe.
Iris is up.
Pharasma will welcome you into your arms nonetheless, bugman or not. Shall we go meet her?
No! No!
She just steps.
I don't think that's going to do it. That's only a 16.
The runes will push your polearm away.
I will try. Oh, that's not going to happen. I'll try to hit him one more time.
Yeah, might as well fish for that 20.
I'm fishing. That's a
Oh, it's
20.
20.
Yeah!
Give it to me, friends!
Get wrecked,
Sometimes
son!
you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
So, his shield will break. He'll get some damage resistance. He's resistant to physical damage.
I'm not doing physical damage.
You're doing some physical damage. And he's got some health left. So why don't you go roll it for me and tell me what that total is.
Minerals
Says
on
like
crits
50
do
something.
exist, unfortunately.
That ain't minimum,
That's
son.
not minimum, right? That's for sure.
So, that's
So how much is spirit? How much is physical?
so that's going to be.
It doesn't matter. It's a lot of physical and a little bit of spirit.
Okay.
Because the rage damage is what spirit damage.
Ah.
So that's going to be 20 raw, doubled to 40 crit.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't have that much.
He don't got that much.
Get wrecked, son!
So what happens?
So her pole, the eye on it, because it actually is a creature that looks like it's reaching out with its horn. That's what her pole arm looks like. The eyes will flare with black darkness, and as he's pierced through, he'll dissolve in a puff of black smoke, and the spirits around her will dissolve, and she'll almost breathe in his essence a little.
as he's returned to the boneyard through her.
Lychee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Smoke,
squirmy.
yummy.
Leech smoke. Don't breathe this.
The
I did not inhale.
barest outline of Volek kind of shivers, shudders, and collapses as his soul is given an express pass straight to the boneyard.
Now we have a
Should
dwarf
we
that's
help
still
the dwarf?
still screaming in agony. Poor guy.
Perhaps we should rescue the dwarf.
Yeah, if you can get him out of there, I can probably fix him up real quick. That shouldn't be a problem. Just get him out of the manacles. That light
So-
looks like it hurts a lot.
The altar that he's on.
Yep.
Also,
Does it-
the thing's still outside. Don't go out the door. That's a bad idea right now.
Is it fixed?
You look.
Like
what
to the,
fixed?
to the ground?
Is
The
something,
altar?
Yeah.
Certainly
it-
looks like it, yes.
Okay.
Something's amuck with you.
Yeah, it was gonna catch me, and I had to get myself running a bit faster.
I'm going to try to go in there and use my pole to physically break the lock on the chain.
Okay. Roll a hit.
That's going to be a 20.
20. You will hit the manacles. Why don't you actually? Okay. So this is what happens when you do this. You swing down on these manacles, and sparks will strike off of them as you hit them as hard as you can. The manacles look pristine. Your pole arm has a gash in it.
Oh dear.
Whoa.
Good thing it heals.
It seems that the altar and the manacles are as much a part of the gauntlet and share its imperishable nature.
Okay, so breaking them's not an option. Let's see. What do we do?
Well,
what do we do?
So,
It's tweaking, man.
Corwin, I've
The
got
crash
a
is
great
gonna
idea.
be intense, though.
Yeah. Corwin,
Oil.
Wait.
Oil on the dwarf.
Corwin.
Oil?
Gonna light him on fire?
No, I'm going to try to squeeze him out of the...
That's not how medical works. Don't do that. You'll take his arms and legs off.
Corwin, I've
doesn't
got
need
a
'em.
great idea. Let's take his arms and legs off.
No.
Are any of you capable of picking the locks?
Nope.
Not while I'm dying to whatever that light is.
Oh my gosh.
But we can reattach the legs and we can reattach the arms.
That's not how that works.
I've
You're a doctor,
seen
right?
you do it before. So
That's-
no, I haven't.
Give me 10 minutes.
I've got
Don't
a little saw
Try that.
knife.
No.
Not to worry, guys. I've done this before. Not the reattaching part, though.
It's kind of gonna give the
I tried it
dwarf
once,
a
though. It
look.
didn't work.
Do I recognize this person at all?
Ooh, that's a great question. Give
Will that
me
help?
a society check.
He might have picnics.
If he doesn't, then he's like,
Yeah, if he doesn't like the guy, then I'm interested.
That's gonna be a 21.
A 21. You know, your relationship with the people of Otari, you think back, and he looks entirely different now. Like, his face is cut and buttled. He's screaming on this altar. But you remember that about a year ago, the bartender of the Rowdy Rockfish was a dwarf named Lazda. And he mysteriously went missing when he went out on one of his morning walks, and no one ever found him. It is,
Well, you can't say no one ever.
well, I mean, yeah, until now. It seems as though when he was out on his morning walks, and people always assumed that he fell into the swamp or the wisps got him.
Thank you. Sorry.
But apparently, he somehow made his way here.
I knew it.
I
knew it the whole time.
So, this is a bartender from town. Don't know how he got here. Do any of you know who the leech thing was?
Some leech thing.
I don't know if it matters. Can you get into those manacles?
I just said if I try to do that, the light's going to evaporate me. No.
I mean, it's not going to evaporate you immediately.
If you give
No.
me 10
You gotta
minutes.
find a way to stop the light first.
You can't stop the light. It's the gauntlet.
It's stopped on every other floor. We just got to find a way to cut it off for now.
No, it didn't.
Has not stopped.
It's
Yeah.
never stopped. It's the
just
gauntlet.
to
If you give me
just to remind you, it didn't actually ever stop on the other floors.
give me a few minutes, then I'll heal you while you pick the locks.
Is he? What is? Okay. While we are yapping here, what is happening to him? Because before
Damage
he was
healing,
like,
damage healing.
before it was like a pulse damage heal. Now that what's his name isn't here, did any change happen to that behavior?
No,
Okay.
it has not.
So he wasn't doing anything to the dwarf. The dwarf was just being exposed to the gauntlet and getting
Correct.
wrecked.
If I, did you look in the other room at all? I'm sure you did not have much time. Were there any keys or anything of that sort in
That's
there?
what I was thinking. We looked through there, checked the
We've
clothes and
had
whatnot.
The
Bring the
same
bathtub in
line
here.
of thought.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
You should go on drugs more often.
No. Again, don't go through the door. The thing just kind of looked at us. I shut the door because it didn't feel good to have it staring at me.
Ooh, also that thing is out there as well. Now
Yeah,
we
don't
can look
go
at
out
it.
there. I still got the bell. I might have damaged it climbing up. I haven't looked at it again, but let's try to get him out of there first.
Okay, I will go look for keys, and maybe I have to open doors for this.
Yeah.
So you move out to the room and start furiously tossing through the room to see what you can find. While you are looking through this room, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can find where
Wow.
it is.
My
19's
God,
lucky
30
today.
on the 30 total.
A 30?
She rolled a
Well, I
19
guess
on
I
the
don't
die.
need to aid you.
All right. So Nil goes up, looks at the desk, kind of looks at the side of the desk, narrows her eyes, stick, wham, pops the secret compartment open, and a manacle key comes out. And as you close your hand on this key, a thudding smash is heard on the other side of the door,
Bummer.
leading back out to the kitchen.
Good news and bad news.
Bad news first, always.
Let's go with good news first.
Ah.
I found the key.
Oh, let's get them unlocked real quick then.
Give them to me.
Okay, I will toss the key and then close the door into the gauntlet room. No worries, guys.
I'll stick my hand in.
All right.
I'm not scared of the light.
Reflex save.
It's a 16 on the die for a total of a 25.
25, you
hand
are
you
going
a
to
potion.
take
2d8 plus 5.
6 negative damage, but you manage to unlock one of the manacles.
Here, toss the key over and I'll get one. Then on the other side, I'll get one of his other hands.
Reflex save.
I can't do much. Short
Fail.
time. Hand
That's,
Iris a potion.
12.
I'm
12, you are going to take
2d8 plus 5.
17 negative damage.
Just take it.
But you get the manacle open, and at this point, you hear the door to the lounge splinter and heavy footfalls approach. Who else
So the-
got it?
So the bad news I was talking about.
I'm just going to do the next one.
I'm just gonna start.
I've got the next one.
Hearing the door going,
You got
I'm just
it?
gonna
Yeah.
start looking at the bell in the meantime.
One worse.
One worse. Okay, so it's a total
Sorry,
of
13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay. 14 negative damage. And are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay, you get that lock undone.
Here,
And then
give me the
toss
last
it.
one. Take this.
And the door to the gauntlet will buckle from a smash.
I'll take the last
Is
one.
there another door out of this room?
No.
Is there anything in this room that would indicate a way different out?
Well,
can I roll?
descri-
Can I roll a perception as
how-
he's looking frantically around this room?
I'll
like,
roll it for you.
walling- like-
Now, it depends on what your definition of a way out is, because there's always one way out. But your frantic eyes see no gap, chink, or passageway in
what I
the
was rolling
imperishable walls of your container.
I'm rolling for something.
You're rolling for a
Reflex.
reflex save.
Thank you. 11.
Oh, not as bad this time. 6 points of negative
nice.
damage. Roll 3
Why
ones.
can't I have those?
Yeah. What's
'Cause-
going on here?
Oh,
Three
I was gonna
ones.
say you have more hit points, but you don't.
And you get the last manacle open, and the door explodes inward.
I'll grab him out.
And the butcher stands.
Ring the bell.
He does not appear to react to the bell at all.
Yeah, we're getting-
Although, does he? Because as you pull Lazda out of the light off the altar and he collapses onto the floor, as you ring the bell, he freezes. And then starts to slowly fade away as his form seems to almost dissipate into mist. And then he just kind of puts his hands down to his sides and raises his head to the sky. Mistress, it is done. And as he fades away, the last thing that happens is the very physical, very real cleaver falls and clatters and scrapes across the floor of the gauntlet as the image of the butcher fades away.
The dwarf's pain was tied to the magic. Once we removed him, it stopped.
I mean, clearly the bell did something. I mean, it happened at the same time.
Let me get him patched up, because he ain't in good shape, even after all that.
That guy was just afraid of the gnome dome, baby. First time he saw me.
Set
What
the
is
bell back
gnome
in.
dome?
It's a long story. We're still stuck in here, but let me get everyone patched up before we need to get any. At least this room secure enough. Nothing else is going to come after us if that thing's coming in here.
I'm sorry I couldn't save you any of the leeches.
It's all right. Not to worry. I got some myself, and I will be training them up.
What happened to the leeches that were attached to us when he hit? Like, he exploded at some point, right? And hit me. I had to roll a reflex save. I got hit with leeches.
You took no damage.
Yeah, because Drevin
Because Drevin.
in the way. He
And if you take no damage, you get no effects from the attack.
Yep.
Darn. I was just trying to save you some leeches, that's all.
It's okay. I was in the throughout the fight. I was collecting these things. You know, they did
She
get
took actions to take some,
Yeah, it's
actually.
Yes.
It's actually nice because if you get hit by poison and can completely negate the damage of the attack that hits you, you don't get affected by the poison. Right.
I'll go pick up Annika. Take her into my arms again.
Unless it's a blow dart.
She feels slightly warm, as though congratulating you on a good fight.
Neil, why don't I get everyone patched up? See if you can get Borbo back up and talking. Still kind of stuck in a gem.
That takes a long time. In fact, I don't know if that would be very easy to do. I have to find another skeleton or something.
What's a Borbo?
Haha. Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually all part of my master plan, but I will. And so I kind of, when I say master plan, I'll say it like secretly. This is top secret information.
Oh, of course, I understand.
And I will like pull out the little gem, and I'm like, this holds the key to my minion. It is actually my minion right now, just can't speak or have a buddy. But once I collect some more of special moss or something, then it can have a buddy and it can thrive.
I think
and
I saw
together.
some.
Actually being able to, you had to mystically prepare a vessel using a machine back up on the second floor.
Right.
I think I
There
saw
were
some.
many steps to this process, and part of them were bones, and part of them were moss, and most of it was in this gem.
I think I saw some moss down by the mushrooms.
So, give me a religion check.
You can tell I have no
incidentally,
idea what I'm talking about.
The ribbon of blue light moving up
can't.
Oh, okay, great.
off of the altar winked out of existence the minute Lazda was pulled off the altar.
I'm sorry, what? Say that again?
That's good.
The ribbon of blue light that was snaking up through the altar to the ceiling and had been snaking up in every room
Like
that
all the
you
way to the
saw,
top.
That light winked out the minute Lazda was taken off the altar.
No more bug
Okay.
zapper?
No more bug zapper.
No.
Huh.
How are we supposed to
That's
zap the bugs now?
15 on my religion check.
Total of 15. You don't remember anything specific, but something about this gem makes you very uneasy, and you're not entirely sure what it is.
Oh. This seems very...
Cool, right? That's what you were gonna say?
Cool.
It seems like it breaks the cycle in some way, although I can't really approximate why.
The machine upstairs can use that gem to put a long deceased personality into whatever you want, really.
Without its permission?
No, it was with its permission. As
specifically
before, it was stuck.
Asked for it.
Yeah, it was stuck.
It's the weirdest thing to hear a Serenite say.
Yeah, that one, technically, that's a weird goblin fella that we found upstairs.
Because if I remember right, he did ask to be put in a different vessel, right?
Not really, no.
I thought I remembered, like...
Well, you couldn't really
He
ask him
didn't
because he was a gem at the time.
He didn't
Yeah.
say
Yes.
no, though.
Yeah,
And he didn't
remembering
complain
wrong.
about it afterwards.
It was just problem solving in the nil style.
He was kind of stuck in place.
But it's not a lie if you just misremember it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
because I legit did just
I
remember.
know
it.
you misremembered it.
Then just kind of hold Najee up from the hilt and just the sword kind of, talked to him a bit, and he agreed to go with us.
Oh,
Wait, no.
hello, Najee. May I?
I mean, if you want to, it just talks about stabbing a lot.
So you'll reach out and touch this, and something of a shudder will run through the blade. Hello, Frasman.
Don't be rude,
Najee's
Najee.
nervous.
Look,
Still gotta handle this.
I
Don't
know
be
this
rude.
looks weird, but I have some. We're on the same side. You see, you're here. You're here about the cult, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Great. I'm here about the cult too. We should work together to put this cult down. Absolutely, we should.
Don't worry. You're not my problem.
Huh. That was ominous. And as you take your hand off of it,
Najee's freaking out. Oh, the cops are here.
That's like,
it's the 5-0. Oh my god.
honestly, it's the funniest thing to hear Najee be nervous about something.
Oh, yes. He's fairly certain that what he does violates the laws of my lady, and under normal circumstances he would be correct, but
Yeah, that sounds about right.
there is extenuating circumstances in this case that is willing to let me overlook it.
I was able to bribe the cops. It worked out.
Yeah,
Only
sure,
Corwin.
Sure you did, bud. Sure you did.
Now wait a minute. What? You? Why is that? Where's the other one?
Hello.
Oh,
This is what you do, right? You hold out your hand in greeting.
I don't know you.
that is true. That is normally how that works, but some people are a little bit more suspicious of others.
Rightfully so.
I would like to point out that every time you move your head, like a significant amount, the antennae
It
They
are
jiggle.
violently jiggling.
It's great.
What? The centipede's just trying to feel around it and see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Nil, what's going on here?
Well,
Where's the other one?
much has
Where-
happened
where's
since
your
you
cousin?
have gone.
What's happening? What?
Mocker has been felled. He made a noble sacrifice for the cause. He is no longer with us.
We got dropped into a weird pit, bunch of arena crap, hard to describe. He didn't come back out quite right.
Yeah. The weird pit. We've all been there. I get
Yeah.
that.
Right. Well, as far as I can tell, he died serenely, which makes me only assume that it was a noble sacrifice, because that is the only time he is happiest.
He was taken by the Lady of Light, by the eyes of empty death. It was very sad.
Oh. Wait, so you knew that? Okay, well, I did actually kind of... I guess I should have assumed that you would have known this.
He didn't go through the boneyard.
Oh, right, that is what you had said. So, yes, Mocker is no longer with us, and... But...
I'm
we'll
here
see about
now.
that.
Yes.
Not that that's a replacement or anything. I don't mean to be a replacement. I could never be a replacement. I'm just here to help.
This is Iris, and she does enjoy some of the finer culinary tastes.
she
Popped out of a
really-
grave.
She can cook.
I know.
Sort of.
Excuse me, do you have something to say over there?
Magicking in the berry things isn't cooking.
Wow, okay then. Wow. I'm like
That's
my...
directly not cooking. That's magic.
This is an art form. It is a precise art.
Wait,
And I have it through my book. These are cooking recipes,
No.
obviously. Yes.
he eats dog food. You can't feed him people food.
He don't.
He actually just eats regular food.
He's a no.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes he even retches when I give him tongue.
Just kind of turn away and just
Too
kind
good,
of
dude.
smack Lasso on the side of the cheek.
That's a
Hey,
lot.
you
I'm glad we
wait.
don't. I'm glad we don't wear headphones.
Give me a medicine check, because Lazda, once he was stopped being tortured, slipped into unconsciousness like that.
I wonder why.
Yes.
I mean, I'll go to. That's a nat 20, and I'm treating this
that's
man.
pretty good.
Wow.
This man's bones are being set immediately.
Yeah, so you treat him.
I give him the good medicine.
You get some good old salve. It's a little bit of smelling salts.
I give him the actual poultices I keep.
Yeah, the actual ones, not just the ones that are just peppermint, so they
Wait,
smell
does
nice.
that mean that the GM gets a piece of candy?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, fair enough. Except that's a gummy, so like I'll be like chewing this for a while and trying to talk.
Yeah,
I'll eat it later.
You can have it after on
Yeah,
post show.
No, it's good for streams, guys. People love that kind of thing. Right in their headphones.
Let me choose some concentrated gravel just right here.
Yeah.
Concentrated gravel, you say.
The bagel chips.
Not
Gordettos,
the
so
regular
only good
gravel.
stuff.
We
Not
don't
just
need the
regular
regular
gravel.
gravel.
No, it's Gordettos.
Um,
They're extremely crunchy.
Lazda's eyes will kind of flutter open, and he'll kind of look around.
Just kind of
Ugh,
look at him as he's waked up. Hey, my tab's clear now, right?
what? What happened?
There's secret language I'm going on here.
Who are you?
Gallows humor. It's Corwin.
Corwin. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Did you clear it? You. Oh.
How'd you get down here?
How did I? Oh, I was on my morning walk and I saw a figure in the swamp. He had a light, blue lantern. It's not safe to walk through the swamp, so I called out to him, and then shadows.
The whips got you.
And
That's how they
then
get you.
I just remember, the cage and the torment.
So the whips got you, then the blue lady got you.
Yes, and then that creature, that worm creature, he said that he was impressed by me, or he had a new job for me, and then it's just been light and pain. I don't know how long I've been here.
You were
basically
being used as a conduit.
I'm thinking, I think you were.
No, he
Sourcing
looks so
this.
sad.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year, let me tell
Yeah.
you that. Like, you thought 2023 was bad. I mean, this guy.
You had one.
This man is like 2021.
Yeah, that's it.
You had one foot on the other side, friend.
Well,
Felt it, but something wouldn't let me cross all the way.
look, I'll give you some. We got some food and drink here. Get you, back into what shape we can. But we can't get out of here quite yet. At least I don't think so. Maybe with you getting out of here, we can. But we got to get back out to where we can get out of
I
here.
don't
See
know
if
what
we
I can do to help, but
You can still keep yourself safe, and we'll come get you when we find a way out.
oh, don't leave me alone, please. Not in this place.
Don't worry.
Too dangerous. You
You'll
going
s-
with us?
He'll stay with us.
If he wants to come with us, I'll ensure his safety.
Ditto.
Thank you.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper over to next to Kelvin. This man seems very suspicious,
He had the light coming out of him.
and he didn't die.
I know.
I felt that light. I feel like he's got secrets up his sleeve somewhere.
Look,
Be
here.
very observant.
Does he even have sleeves anymore?
I mean, they're not in very good shape. But the clothing he's wearing, it seems he's been wearing the same thing the entire year. It's like there was no thoughts of like, let's change his clothes and let's give him a bath and let's do that. No. It was kidnapping, torture, and then now you're the gauntlet conduit. Have fun, sucks to suck is what it turned into. And this has basically been his life for this entire time.
Yeah.
After. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And, well, he is going to very shakily push himself up, and his legs will give out on him.
I'm gonna
Nope.
pick him up.
Yeah, help him up, and hey, help me bring him over here. We'll see if this thing works.
I'm
and take
just
him over to the bathtub.
Going to physically pick him up and carry him.
Except you are incredibly encumbered with all that crazy gear you've
That's
got.
right.
Oh, yeah.
help
She just
me.
moves really slow now. That's how it works, right?
You are at the limit of not being encumbered.
Correct.
This will make you encumbered, not
Yes.
over encumbered.
Just help me
Correct.
bring him over to the
fair
bathtub.
enough.
She's just moving real slow.
I'm just
That's
moving
fine.
slow.
So you just pick him up, and between the two of you, you get him to the bath.
See if this thing works.
You turn the tap, and a gurgling happens, and eventually, water comes out.
Just how long do we have to wait for the warm water is the question.
Warm water?
Warm water.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
I create fire underneath the bathtub.
Actually,
He's soup now.
enough ignitions will eventually heat this up.
And just let it fill up and go through his pack, pull out some soap, and like, look,
Sure, you all have that.
go through, get yourself cleaned up. I got some changes of clothes. They're not the not the survival clothing and whatnot. It's nothing fancy, but better than what you're in. I'll get your wounds tended up and dressed and whatnot, and take a breather in here real quick.
Are any of his wounds, so he has like any wounds left? Are there, nothing is like healing like it was in the gauntlet though, no?
Nope. Once he's out of the light, the damage that is there, he looks like he has taken 1 round of negative damage from the light.
So he's not actually
So
Wolverine.
it seems like he was getting damaged, getting healed, getting damaged, getting healed. And that was a side effect of probably the altar that you would surmise that he was chained down on, and not the light itself. And certainly it doesn't seem to be an innate trait of him, because he's not healing now.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, is he healing? Okay. That
It
makes
It
sense.
seems like it's mostly just a horrendous amount of mental fatigue and exhaustion. And in fact, on a fairly, I guess you'd call this a macabre take on things, Volek picked the right guy to go be the conduit for this, because to think of the mental fortitude you would have to go through a year of this torture and just be really tired afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably gonna have a really rough time sleeping after this, but like, his mind isn't broken or anything. Like, it's a little impressive, both clinically and, just from a humanistic perspective, dwarf to dwarf.
Some might call it suspicious.
This man runs a
I'm
bar.
thinking so.
His day-to-day was worse.
You know, like just,
He works in customer service.
it is not
Velcora
wrong.
new pay.
not
He's getting tortured, and he's like, well, at least I don't have to make you feel better about this.
Yeah.
we just went through St. Patty's Day. Yeah, that was worse than the gauntlet, y'all.
Yeah.
She'll take some oil out of her bag.
He's more flammable now.
No. Like, this is actually like
The
more
bath
like
is flammable.
perfumed oil.
Okay.
Something that she would use in a ritual.
Essential
To
oils.
embalm. It's embalming oil.
And she'll put her thumb in it, and she'll actually make the symbol of Pharasma on his head. If anyone deserves peace when they do face their final moments, it's you. You have surely gone through.
Don't go giving the
And then she
man
murks
last
him.
rites.
You've surely gone through more than anyone
Go with peace.
should have to suffer.
I'm sorry they're ruining this moment.
Iris,
Aw.
I sincerely
mercy
appreciate
kill.
the
It
effort.
really felt like that was what was gonna happen.
No,
Let-
dude.
Let the man get himself cleaned up.
No.
Why don't you make
We-
a religion
we
check
got-
as you pray for an easy passing for him?
We caught the man.
I'm
Let him
sorry
get
to step
cleaned
on your
up.
moment, Jen.
It's okay. I'll live. Or I won't.
We're horrible people.
now you know how I feel all the time.
All the time.
20.
A 20. You feel this benediction settle, and you almost can hear the scratching of a quill as a psychopomp makes a footnote on his record. You
Did a
think,
good job.
yeah, it's like it seems an easy passing will at least be in his future, as the best benediction that
It's what Pharasmans
one
can
of the
give you.
Pharasmans can give you, exactly.
Let's give the man some privacy. At least we got the curtain up here. Figure out what we're gonna do here.
Yeah, y'all are gonna have to help him, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you're a medic, you're
I'll
used to this.
help him what I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of pull out a flask, and I was hoping to save this, but I think you need it more than I do in anything. Just sip it slow.
So you treat him with your elixir of life, you help bathe him, you get a change of clothes together for him. Doesn't fit very well, he's a lot shorter than you and a lot broader than you.
Just hem him.
But you managed to get together enough, and after about a good, like, probably half hour to an hour of rest, during which time you all can go and rest as well.
I'm really hurt.
I
me
can just
too.
treat. I'm treating continually, just around the circle.
you are able to
Actually, not as hurt as I thought I was.
get Lazda back up on his feet, and he is
Share some
at
rations.
least able to have enough strength back to be able to follow you afterwards, and at least stand on his own power.
Can we do a quick flashback here? So there, that has happened.
Yep.
I would like to, because I didn't leave the room when they sort of helped him out. 'Cause
Sure.
I got nothing to do there. I'm tiny. I'm a little small guy. I can't carry a guy. When they take him off of the altar and sort of the fight is over and we're in a calm space again, what happens to the altar itself?
Just sits
Like,
there.
no deterioration. The manacles still look really well done.
Please
Almost
don't
looks
hop
like
on the altar.
I'm not. Listen, I
You
am
wanna
not
lock
going anywhere
yourself
near it.
in
No,
and
thank
see
you.
what
No,
happens?
no.
Ah!
Just hops on.
You just turn
buckles
around and
himself
Calvin
in.
has locked himself into the manacles and is now the new con. The butcher gets back up.
Speaking of the manacles, though, was it that he got pulled off of the altar that stopped the gauntlet, or was it when the last manacle came open that stopped the gauntlet?
So it was two things happened simultaneously. The bell was rung, and Iris pulled him off the altar. And when that happened, you're not entirely sure which one it was. Maybe, although
could I roll some kind of intelligence check to maybe
I'll
figure
let
that
you
out?
use occultism or arcana if you want.
I would love to use an arcana. Yes.
Alrighty,
Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it?
you can roll it.
Sure.
It's not exactly a recall knowledge.
That's a 14 on the die for a 26 total.
26 total. Okay, so you are looking at it almost assuredly. You're not sure if there was some kind of psychometric connection that the bell might have done to maybe stun this thing or something like that, but you know what stopped the light was taking Lazda off the altar.
So him coming off of the altar, not him getting the manacles removed.
Correct.
Meaning
The
that-
manacles the only purpose the manacles served was keep
Keeping him in
somebody on
place.
the altar.
Got it.
And in fact, looking at it, even though the light is gone, just passing your hand over the altar, it almost feels like an electrical charge is running through this thing. This device is still very much active. You've just taken the circuit breaker out.
Are there any compartments, like you're just kind of inspecting the altar itself? Are there any little places that you might hide something, some kind of off switch? I don't expect there to be one, but
Yeah.
gotta do some due diligence here. You gotta check.
Yeah, of course.
Also, if there's
there
like
any-
a scroll hidden there that might be useful.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there any
Yes.
big red button
yeah,
that says "Do not press"?
don't press, because I'm gonna press it.
So the room itself is it doesn't take you long
Yeah.
to do this, but the room itself is pretty darn featureless. It's the altar, the poor sod chained to it, and literally nothing else is in this room. Like most things with some gauntlet rooms were kind of repurposed for something else. So the ghouls repurposed the gauntlet room and the library into the reading room, right?
Sure.
But that wasn't. It does not appear to be how this one was set up. Moreover, this room appears to be very purpose built. It seems, looking over it, that the altar uses a living conduit to project its energy up, and the life force and the pain and the terror and the suffering of that individual is what truly allows the gauntlet to project its power. So even though the power of the gauntlet appears to be imperishable, projecting it requires the sacrifice, moreover, not so much of like the body, but of the suffering of the condemned in order to power this creation. Another thing you realize is that unless something else is put here, the gauntlet is effectively turned off. It will not be able to shine its light across the swamp and threaten Otari unless they get someone else here. And you're not sure, but unfortunately, you don't know how to destroy this altar. So it's literally
That
a
was
very
my next
simple
question.
matter of
Yeah.
just find someone you can torture and put them in here.
Right.
And then there you go, it's back on. So you bought a reprieve, but it's not going to be forever.
We know where to go to turn it off if it turns back on.
True.
Is there any way to destroy this room or the doorway?
I think time would have done that by now. I mean,
Well, sometimes, rooms can be destroyed.
we saw the one just on the surface alone.
I mean, I could throw a fireball at it.
Can you
next
turn?
level?
Can you turn the altar like you did in the other room?
Kind of attached to the floor.
Can I make a check? See if I know maybe anything to disable it.
Sure. Go ahead.
Occultism or religion or what?
Yeah, occultism will work. We can do that.
Same roll on the die, slightly worse total result. So I know almost the exact same thing. 21.
What? Okay, compared to Calvum, you
Yes.
mean? Okay.
I got a 21 to his, what, 24?
26, I think.
26,
Yeah. So you're rolling occultism versus Arcana, though, so you're going to get slightly different information.
Okay.
Particularly also since you're focused not so much on the nature of it, but trying to figure out a way to turn it off and stop it.
I'll take the manacles like if I have to.
You can try. They do not come off. And you try to force them off, and they do not come off. And you try to break them off, and they do not get broken. The manacles and the altar appear to be were not added later. These were features that were built into the gauntlet and appear to be part of its imperishable nature. And when I say imperishable, I mean Belcora locked a purple worm inside the second story room, and it couldn't even scratch the walls. So you don't think that you can just break this thing.
Do we think we're on the bottom floor of the gauntlet?
So Calbum has no idea, but the rest of your party might.
Oh, he has an idea.
I'm pretty sure there's more down below.
We
In fact, you've seen a set of stairs going downwards.
Yeah, we found a set of stairs going downwards, and we found a route that leads out to the surface from the floor that we're on.
Got
So
it.
we're definitely not deep enough to be.
Calbum
The
knew. Bobby didn't know.
Oh, I got you.
May I ask a question since we have a quiet moment now? Have you found anything? Any remnants of the cult? Anything in writing?
No.
Everything I've come across, I've destroyed.
Yeah, what he said.
That's not a lie. Everything I've come across, I've
True.
broken.
No, he's probably not aware.
What's Iris's perception? You want to give me a perception roll, Iris?
Sure.
Closest thing I can tell you is a wand that's just written in Aklo. We found it in one of their churches. You don't roll anything.
That's a nat 20.
Oh no!
20. Oh god.
So both Nil and Calbum look like guilty kindergartners. They look so guilty. They're like, I didn't find anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Things to find?
Not like holding anything behind their back or anything.
Yes.
Ironically, and this is granted out of player knowledge, I'm pretty sure they gave everything they had to me,
To Mocker?
to Mocker.
I don't
They
think
definitely
so.
did not.
Not
I
the
don't think
cookbook
so.
or the
Not
scroll.
the cookbook, but the black scroll ended up with Mocker.
I don't think it did.
That wasn't
Did not.
anything Nimbeloth related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Black Scrolls was the
The
demon
contracts.
contracts.
Oh, that's what I had. That's
Demon-
right.
The contracts, it was the other scrolls,
Yeah,
the
we had-
undead ritual.
Now listen to me. This is serious stuff. Looking at that writing can poison your mind and your spirit.
That's what they want you to think.
That's right.
I elbow Calvum.
See, I knew this one was suspicious.
Why do you want them? I mean, not.
You don't even know what
yeah,
we got.
Why?
What are
Whoa,
you?
wait. What do you mean? Why would you hypothetically want anything that was written?
I love how neither of you are trained in deception. It's perfect. Actually, no, Calvum's
I'm
trained in deception.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll roll it.
I
It's
did.
not-
I rolled really bad.
It's not. It's also not a roll. It's perception versus DC.
Even if it was my DC, rolling a 20 would have beat it.
Oh, but
the
nat
DC
20.
the DC was an 18.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
if
that
I
20
if I
super
had
beats
rolled
it.
against it, if it was an opposing roll, I definitely failed. I rolled a 3 on the die, so it was not happening.
I can tell from knowing you, even for a short time, that neither of you have bad intentions.
What'd they tell about? What'd they tell
Yeah,
you?
who
told you?
Who told you about this?
Well, just by your cooking, you clearly don't mean anyone any harm.
Well,
she's
she
got
does
you there.
make a good point. She does make a good point.
And the
well, maybe
And the way you treat those that are so much smaller than you says a lot about who you are.
maybe we should go examine the other room. I look at Drebin and Corin and I'm like, right?
Yeah, you're not getting out of this one.
Right,
I don't-
Calvin?
yeah.
You're not getting out of this one either.
We should-
Corwin, oh no, you're working on Drip.
Yeah,
and
you guys
that's-
are distracted. You guys are taking care of,
okay.
Yeah, there's a one way out of this room.
But
No, I mean the other room. There's 2 rooms.
What are they not getting out of?
I just
Nothing.
don't.
The door's right there.
Yes, I think we should go.
They
and
found
examine
something-
There's a
the
kitchen behind us,
altar.
ain't there?
We
What
should-
did you ask them about?
Cooking. She's talking about cooking. We're gonna go to the kitchen.
Yeah, I
real quick.
wasn't asking you, Calvum. Iris,
Nice to
what'd you
see
ask him about?
Corwin. It's a lovely day out, and I start pushing her into the other room.
Corwin's just standing in the doorway to the main room.
Talking about her cookbook.
Yes,
See, and there's a kitchen. We gotta go to the kitchen.
exactly.
Why is everybody's first inclination to lie to the Serenite?
I'm not lying. She's talking about a cookbook, and I have no idea what that means.
It's
when
not
she
everyone's
says it.
inclination. It's just our inclination.
They told me there was a cookbook. She's cooked for me. I legit think they're talking about a cookbook. I'm not connecting it with the other thing.
Yeah.
No, what'd you ask him about?
Disconnected.
Oh, whether or not they had found any writings of the cult that could perhaps be dangerous.
Oh, and yeah, Corwin. Corwin's gonna a flash of like, oh, will kind of go across your face as you recall specifically asking someone to look into that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirstu, yeah, you've actually been trying to figure out about this cult too.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no.
Corwin's cool.
No, I've got someone
It's only
I'm trying.
this guy that's the narc.
I'm trying to find out information about it so we can put an end to it.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, with this particular group, the more you try to find information on it, the more dangerous it gets.
Now, wait a minute. Point of order for Nil and I.
Yeah.
Do we actually know that it's for the cult of Nimbleoth? We
Yes.
were pretty convinced that it was a cookbook.
No, the
no,
cookbook's
this-
Not the
this-
cookbook,
this
the
episode-
other
So there's
stuff.
2 separate books.
Yeah.
There's the book that Nilla's had, which
is the ritual
a
book.
cookbook,
Uh-huh.
right? Then you found other books that are
Yeah.
very demonstrably not cookbooks.
We found
that
the-
are
like
you might
this
call
scroll.
There was one in the altar in the
Church.
cult,
The room that we
the
were
Church of
found in.
Nimbleoth, where
Yeah.
you guys were.
Yeah.
That was like a scroll written on the with the plats on it, so
Yeah.
you can roll it up.
correct. Yeah. So like that was not a cookbook at all. That was very clearly like Nimblelothian rituals.
But she didn't like it because she tried to use it
I
and
tried
it
to
just
use
bit
it,
her.
and it was very angry. And so I told you that it was no good, but we do still have it. I
Is
think.
that the one that we read in the cave that night?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to piece it all back together and figure out where we're at.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
I believe
So that
you
one
have
I
two
did tell you it
separate
was like
writings.
no good and it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that you found
That was a book,
was
right?
how to a book that would basically had like a create undead ritual to make poltergeists.
But that
You got
one,
that one.
that one is like even
Not a cookbook.
Mocker took a look at that one.
I don't
and
know.
did-
I don't know if Mocker did
No,
put any eyes
Mocker,
on that one.
Mocker did put his eyes on the ritual. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it was something like that.
Chat.
But
Yeah.
Check us. You guys know. Where's the wiki?
Yeah.
I don't think any of you mean any harm by it, but any knowledge of this group is dangerous. The more you know of them, the more they infect your mind. They're like a disease.
That's how they keep you in the dark, though. They don't want you to know about them. They want it to be all secretive, and that's how they do all their bad stuff.
You're supposed to be in the dark about this one. You're supposed to burn everything you find, which, to my knowledge, we haven't found anything yet. Destroyed a couple altars, killed a couple cultists, but that's about it.
I'll like lean over. Draven's a bit delicate.
If that's the case, and if you've destroyed everything, that's good. I wouldn't want any of you to be hurt. Your souls tarnished. I can tell you're very good people. You're trying very hard to do the right thing.
Yes. Look, a naked dwarf. I guess I better go help him.
So
We're gonna try guilty mommy syndrome and see if that gets us anywhere.
So you'll go and Nil will very clumsily excuse herself, but it probably does have a slightly helpful effect because you both have a hard time grilling Nil while she's actively trying to care for someone.
My version of caring for someone is great, by the way. I hope everyone knows this.
Here, try some bug juice, dude.
Let me
Let me
ask
use
you-
No, bug juice is delicious.
I know
Yeah,
it is.
These are bath salts. Well, kind of. And these are
No,
are
that's what
good
Corwin
for-
took earlier.
and these are good. These, yeah, for sure. These are good for exfoliating. Well, just keep away from the eyes.
All right. So if we want to, is anyone else gonna like, I don't know, toss the room or anything like that?
Yeah, just take a
Yeah,
look around once
we'll
we
take a
get
look
last
around.
up and
well,
going.
You find some stuff. In particular, you find, and you have a fair bit of time to go look over this while Lazda recovers. You find some stuff which is some good old-fashioned loot. There's a scroll of comprehend languages, which you can learn, which is called something else these days. I don't remember what it is.
Tongues.
No, that's different.
No.
But you are a religious guy, so that kind of tracks.
There you go. There's a scroll of paralyze, which could be very handy. There is another scroll, however, which is an unfamiliar spell, but looking it over, Nil would realize that this spell is the one that he used to materialize leeches inside someone, causing all of this damage.
Oh my god, this is so exciting!
The spell is called Worm's Repast.
Okay, well, first of all, I think we should stay here tonight, and I can, study it for the entire night.
I think we should see if there's a way out of here before
have to
we
go check
consider
and see.
sleeping in here.
I like sleeping in here. This is a great room to sleep. Look, there's a bathtub.
The exit is right down this ramp.
But we have this spell. I mean, I don't think, Drevin, you understand how cool this spell is. Maybe I should explain it in a better way.
Is that scroll gonna disappear if we walk out the door?
You never know. What if we die outside that room and I never know this knowledge?
You got a point.
You'll take
I
it
think
with you
you'll
to the
be okay.
boneyard.
You are able to find on a shelf is a lantern. And as you approach and examine it, it definitely has a sort of a magical aura about it that will be very strong to Calbum's keen senses. Experimental twist of its wick knob will raise it, and a blue light will shine out from it. You're not entirely sure exactly what this lantern does, but this light seems very reminiscent of the blue light that seems to shine through dimensions from Nimbleoth, although you sense no sinister malice behind this one. Finally, what you find, perhaps even more interestingly, maybe not, depending on who happens to be asking, you find a folio that contains detailed plans of the top 3 floors of the Gauntlet Dungeon. Looking over, you can see that there are rooms that are laid out that you have never been to.
Nice. Excellent.
Most particularly, you notice, and some of these plans are a little old and out of dated. You do remember that there are some staircases on the second floor which have collapsed, which are shown to be clear, but you can see where those staircases were supposed to go. And depending on how devoted you were to making shortcuts through this place, you could probably go and, dig it out, theoretically. But there seems to be a room that's offset from the trophy room, which is marked as a hidden sanctuary on the map, which seems to be curiously well disguised. In fact, you remember when you were in that room, no one noticed it was there, and this one in particular kind of catches your eye. But you have perfect plans of the top 3 floors of the dungeon. This means that in order to traverse them, you will not need to spend any supplies anymore. You will not lose your way, and you know your way through everything.
Nice.
We found the map room. Plug in our little gun arm and
You now have the map of these areas.
We should take this man home if we can.
Well, it's
Absolutely.
a matter of if that fog's gone or not.
Or we could sleep. Open the scroll. I'm just in the corner with the scroll.
No, if Neil wants to stay here, Neil can stay here. That's fine.
I'm gonna go down the ramp, see if I can't find a way out.
Yeah, let's just... It doesn't hurt to check. We just come back if it's not.
So, having clearly not learned our lessons, we immediately split the party. And Corwin and Drevin peel off to go see if the exits are clear.
I wanted to go down the fun slide.
You want to go down the fun slide?
Yeah.
You totally should. It's
Well,
way more fun without something behind you.
Drevin is, unless you want to, Drevin is athletic enough to control his descent and not fall head
I think a
first
plus 10 is safe enough
into the
to,
water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
like theoretically you could still fail it, but I'm not worried about it.
I'll just set up a rope. And that way we have an easy way to come back up this direction if we need to.
I think a 17 is fine.
Total?
Yeah.
And Drevin splashes into the water.
Wet puppy.
Wet dog
Oh,
smell.
it's gonna smell
Um,
terrible going home.
Corwin sets up a rope so that he can slide down carefully, and in fact does not go careening down into the slimy water at the bottom of this thing like you remember.
Already did that once.
I already did that once, and in
Boo,
fact,
not as much
Trevin,
fun.
one thing that you do know is that the this smells pretty rank. Yeah. There you go. Making your way back out to the pavilion room, you can see that the walls of mist that were blocking your way are indeed gone, and it seems as though they were linked to the power of the gauntlet that was trapping you here. So the way up and out appears to be open.
Well, we can let them know we can leave.
While the adults are gone.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude, this is excellent news.
I
I
tossed
didn't
you a
even think
bone.
about this. Excellent. Trevin, I didn't. I thought we were at an impasse, and now we're
Turns
homies.
out Trevor's a homie.
We're homies.
No, this is totally derp throwing you the phone.
Yes.
by the
Well,
way.
that's
Absolutely.
okay. Yes. Yes. So, some of this. How do you want to proceed, Keldon? Some of this may be
Now, what?
shocking.
Pink, you swear you ain't gonna tell nobody.
Yes.
It's binding.
It is binding.
Of course.
All right.
Okay. Okay. This may
I think
be
we trust her.
shocking to you.
5 minutes later, Drevin!
This may be shocking to you, but there is a conspiracy.
What kind of conspiracy?
Many kinds of conspiracies.
There's like conspiracies on conspiracies on conspiracies.
Mm-hmm.
So many levels.
So we will go through a long list of conspiracies.
It's gonna take us all night.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
She'll take notes.
We'll be gone for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, they will be coming back in shortly thereafter.
Well, and then they come in.
Way's clear.
Okay.
Excellent.
Cover the
Probably
bunny's
not a
ears.
good idea to take the dwarf down the slide.
Maybe we can go back around through
Oh, that's
the
right. I forgot that guy was
scout
just there.
tracks.
Yeah, it's okay. He
Y'all are
wasn't
talking
listening.
conspiracies. and it's like, la 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 la.
He's just taking a bath.
We can probably while we were down there have you help me get Altamoc's body and bring it on back.
Yeah.
We can head on back through the temple. That way we don't got to climb up the rope to get through the pavilion.
Oh, is the
Through the
fog
stairwell.
gone?
Fog's gone.
Excellent.
Well, we could take the shortcut out.
Brilliant. Well, this is a good news.
Either way.
Better than going back up.
We don't
through
know
this.
what's down the shortcut.
I will
Outside.
try
Well,
a
there could be
rope-
stuff down that way. We haven't run into anything in the others, but there could be things
Wow.
down there.
I think it's worth the risk.
I haven't been into Galarian since the island was destroyed.
Ah, I don't know what you're
Before.
talking about.
Aslantia.
Oh.
We got a library. You can read up while you're there.
Aslantia. I
Hmm.
don't want you to know about that neither. And he pulls an entire probably 4-chapter book. It's all about Atlantia.
So
You'll
a
have
Or
to
a
come
whole
and
chapter.
stay
It has
with me.
nothing to do with your home.
Yeah.
It is a complete fabrication, but it's true.
Yeah, okay. You'll have to come stay with me, and I will, in fact, this time tie a rope to Calbum to me. No getting lost.
You're putting the toddler on a harness.
Put on my leash.
It's you have like a little clip in the front, and if you walk too fast, I can slow you down a little bit.
And
So we
thus,
got a little bell on it.
and thus properly tethered, the heroes make their way out of the Abomination
Calvin
vaults.
immediately lays down like a cat with a harness on. No.
I'll show you around town when we get back. I know most folk. We can get you put up in an inn. I got space.
No, it's with me. I have an extra bed. It's on the floor.
You have a cave.
No, I have the cave.
I have a house.
Is it the gnome dome?
Since when?
What do you mean since?
There's so
when?
many things you don't know about us, Corwin.
I have a house.
You don't even want to know.
It has 4 walls and a roof, and sometimes it stops the rain.
Wait.
Did you just hear what a house was?
Oh, and there's a cat.
Yeah, that's right. There's a cat.
Yeah, the cat has had nothing to do with this entire thing.
Yeah. Spork
Like,
walks.
Spork made herself very scarce
Yeah,
during this whole
good plan,
butcher
good
thing.
Plan, good
Yeah.
plan. Honestly, very
Spork
smart.
walks out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, kitty.
It kind of like sniffs up at you, and then it will just sort of like brush its head. Spork is pretty big.
Yeah, wait, how tall are
hits
you?
pretty strongly. Maybe take a half a step.
So she is about 5'1".
So she's as tall as you are. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, she's
No,
about
that's
as
taller.
Yeah.
Jen is
it,
small.
big man.
Jen is
She's
quite
not tall,
short.
She's fun
Um,
sized.
And she's pretty tiny. She looks to be about 16 or 17.
Yeah. So when Spork rubs against you, you definitely Spork weighs 25 pounds or something. Yeah. That's not
That's
a
a
small
heavy cat.
It's a heavy cat. Spork is big.
She's big.
Spork, such a good boy.
Girl.
Girl, good girl.
Spork does not seem to mind, and after enjoying the attention and pets, eventually does that cat thing where it walks just out of your reach.
And it stops,
And
turns around, and
stops.
looks at you.
You take a step, and then she'll just kind of pull away a little bit longer, and basically see how long she can make you chase after her in a half stoop trying to pet the cat.
Oh,
Becomes
so all the way back
liquid.
to town.
And that will happen all the way back to Otari. And we will join up with our adventurers and what their new clues bring
Whose clues?
Blue's Clues.
next time. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Check out our Patreon. $5 gets you access to absolutely everything on there, behind the scenes stuff, early access to post shows, and basically absolutely everything that's there. Check out our sponsors down below. Code UGT Show for discount codes. Show our sponsors some love. And also don't forget to check out our other shows. Strange Aeons Chapter 3 is back on Saturdays. And on Wednesdays, we have Secrets Between the Stars. They will discover them. Those secrets.
All the secrets.
All of the secrets.
We gotta find out what Timur's up to soon.
I don't know who that is. But you guys might if you check in with Secrets Between the Stars on Wednesdays.
Do it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a
So
great night.
long, Space Cowboy.